And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show. And this is going to be episode 108. So I hope you guys have been having a great weekend. And we will be having our first batch of, let's say, holidays coming up this week with Christmas. And I just wanted to sit on Santa's lap, get some presents. But no, apparently I can't be allowed to sit on Santa's lap. And then after that, well, we have New Year's, and then it's January, and then everyone's broke because they spent all their money on the holiday season traveling and buying gifts for people, you know? Also, people don't know, but trying to get a few other consistent panelists to come on the show, at least for Saturday. The other days are decently filled. And then you had people basically go, "Hey, I'll be ready at this time." No, just send me the link at this time, and I'm good. Go over what the show has, all the criteria. They're like, "Yeah, I'm cool with it." Agree to disagree whenever we have topics or whatever, right? Send them the link, nothing. Or someone will say, "Hey, I can do it on this day," and it's like, "Oh, I can't do it on this day." So next week, you're like, "Yeah." Next week comes, nothing. To say, why do people do that? Why waste my time?
Let me get this straight. Are you saying that you're having problems with getting people on this show on Saturday nights? Is that what you're saying?
Sir, yes. Now, the thing is, if someone says, "Hey, I want to do this, I'm committed to you," more than my dad was to me, like, what are we doing here? That's the thing I'm doing going into 2025. If you don't want to be here on this ride, on this train, you can get off this train. I'm giving out tickets to the MSK show. You want to get off the train? Go on. Get the fuck off. I'm just going to put my head in the sand, and I'm just going to get back to that.
So what you're saying is that by next year, you're going to be reduced to like 3 streams a week. Go on. Okay.
I'm going to put my head in the sand, and I'm going to be getting stuff done. That's what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. No more people like, "I don't want to come on the show. He's too edgy. It's too mean." It's like, fuck off then. That's what the world needs. Way more people who are stern and who want to speak their minds. Fuck people. "I can't be here because of life." Fuck you then. I don't need you. I'll find someone else. You're always replaceable. God damn. But speaking of me going off at random retarded people, Mugen Lord's our featured guest tonight. He's a guy I had on MSK show. Sorry, the Iron podcast back in the day. I retcon that because I'm basically DC Comics here. I retcon everything I don't like. He was on for a first appearance on this show, I think about a few weeks ago, and he has his comic book company, Venus Orion Comics, launching in January. The first comic will be launched on Kickstarter, so I already have money set aside for that. So I'll be basically just backing day one, unless my wife comes over and takes my welfare check and spends it on her boyfriend. Actually, then we'll see.
Maybe you should get some of these imaginary people to be on your show. That way, you'll have more guests. I mean, you can find your wife and find like all the people you sleep with.
Are you saying I'm crazy? Are you saying I'm nuts?
No, I'm just saying you're a liar.
Okay. Oh, God. So what Walter said, one of the guys that have your comment all the time, he's like, maybe the girls that hate you should do a stream together, forming the Femvengers. I was like, what? Why would I ever allow that? Like, what the heck? Why would I want some 40-year-old post-wall broads? And why would I listen to their opinions anyway? It's like, hey, this guy, he said a joke to me. Well, all right. Fuck off then. I don't care. Fucking hell. Everyone knows here, right. We just dish it. We just laugh and have a good time.
MSK, did you upset somebody over the course of the last week? Is there someone particularly that you upset who probably said that doesn't want to be on the show? Is that what happened?
No, what happened was we were all just having a good time like we normally do. This person said, I can take it. Because this person apparently, it's like, hey, I grew up around guys and I'm with the guy humor. And then apparently.
Oh, so you're saying this is a woman. I wonder that narrows it down.
This man just trying to start shit. This man basically P. Diddy. But it's all good. It's okay. It's like, hey, I don't think I have to apologize. We didn't do anything wrong. We literally just did what we normally do every show, which was have a good time. I'm not going to apologize for having a good time on my own show. It's stupid. Like, people got mad at me.
So you're confirming that this person is, in fact, upset with you.
All right. Oh, okay, Jay-Z. All right. So people are like, why did you just end the shows randomly? Because my name's on the show. So if the show is bad, it reflects badly on me. I don't want to, I'm never going to apologize for having a bad quality show. No, I redo that shit. Nope, I'm good. People were blatantly running it down. Nah, I'm good. We can just run that show back. I'm good. I'll take the hit. But it's okay. It's okay. Mugen, what's up, man? How are you doing?
I'm just chilling, man. Just chilling. Just been busy. I'm creating. I'm just finishing up the last of the tiers on my Kickstarter page for the campaign. That's what I was doing most of the day and stuff like that. But Other than that, man, I've been chilling, man.
Hell yeah. Society, how you been doing, man?
All right. I got like 8 movie reviews that I need to edit and then post online, and then maybe do a few video versions of those too, because we're coming up on the end of the year here, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I am not motivated to go back and actually watch the movies that I missed out on. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it a lid here and just do my best and worst of the year list, and I'm very close to doing that right now. So
watch them online. You know what? I can't see a movie in theaters. I'll track the date. I'll just type into the internet what day it gets released digitally, and I'll just potentially watch it then. Because I like the theater experience. Even when I went to go see Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which I did enjoy. There's only literally a mom and her kid there. Not a single mom. She was with her husband. The daughter and him went and watched Wicked. Like, what the fuck? Okay. So imagine choosing Wicked over Sonic 3. That's actually crazy. Like, I don't know if people went earlier to the screening, but there was no one there. Like, man, I don't know how movies can survive. Like, you're going to the
Wicked or Sonic 3?
Over Sonic 3, I had nobody. There was no one there except for that lady, her kid, and me. It was just 3 of us in there, Like, you go to movies now, even for, like, big blockbuster tentpoles, like, with big fan bases, it's like, why is no one here? Like, is it ticket prices? Is it like they don't start the movies on time? My biggest problem with movies, they don't start on time. Like, imagine, like, you got a kid, right? Mugen has a kid, right? So if you got a school night, you trying to take the daughter out, she got a good grade on her test. She's like, Dad, I want to go out for a movie. You're like, oh, all right, let's go out for a movie then. And that shit said it starts at 6, and they got fucking 30 minutes of preview. That shit starts at 6:30. And that movie's like 2 hours long.
Well, yeah, I learned. If they said the movie start at this time, it normally doesn't. It's the trailer. The trailers start at that time.
Yeah, the trailers start at that time. And the trailers on average are about 20 to 25 minutes long.
Yeah,
so if a movie starts at 5 o'clock, know that the actual movie itself doesn't start till like 5:20 to 5:25.
Yeah.
And you can see why people don't go as much, because like if you have like 1 or 2, 3, like 3 kids, 4 kids, 1 kid, like bro, that's on school night. Start shit on time. Like, luckily when I was watching Sonic, it started in like 10 minutes. They had 2 trailers and some little ads and previews, and that was it. Start movies on time. No one trying to sit there for 30 minutes watching Nicole Kidman old ass talking about some bullshit. Like, no one's trying to see that. Can we start the damn movie? We're here to watch the movie on time. I understand they can't charge less on the concessions because that's how they make their money. I understand that, but like maybe charge less on tickets on some days, like $10 Saturdays for blockbusters that aren't exactly new.
I think Regal does like $7 Tuesdays or something like that. Like Tuesdays usually like the discount days because it's historically the slowest day of the week for movie theaters.
They have $5 theaters out there.
In Philly, we have some theaters have like $5 Tuesdays and stuff like that. So I normally used to go like on those days at times. For $5, you can't beat that shit.
Yeah, so. $5 a bag of popcorn, a girl blowing you during the movie theater. Man, back in the day, I used to be a stud. Woo. WC, what's up, man? Finally, a show with 2 black people. You guys are just like weird. They're like,
I'm pretty sure night, you're the one that wasn't included.
Last night they were like, bring back black people, and I was like, are you guys just what's wrong with you? I breeded some of those weirdest people on this planet. I said I'm a white black guy, so I need to only attract white black people. What do they want me to bring on? Fucking a hood dude wearing a bandana or some shit, sagging his pants, talking to a mic? Yeah, that's not happening ever. So I'm not trying to, like, I don't know, die or not really something I'm trying to do. Maybe I should do an episode. Maybe instead of full day of going to the movie theater like I do on the channel, I should do full day of going to the hood and fucking with some bitches and then die. Yeah, no, I'm not like retarded, obviously. It was crazy. We talk about black people. 70 or 75% of black kids don't grow up without their dad. When like in like the 1950s and 60s and 70s, that was like 20%.
Yeah.
If you bring that up, apparently you're racist. Acknowledging objective reality is racist now. Crazy.
Yeah, when black women became the fathers of the household, then it's like
they essentially married the government. I don't know if people were ever on like government assistance throughout their life, but there's a reason why some people stay on it despite actually maybe wanting to get off of it. Because the higher, let's say you get a job and the more money you make at your job, you actually lose those benefits, even though you still might be struggling with the job. Because they think, oh, if you get a job, everything's just magically fixed and everything's better. It's like, no, it's not how that works. So some people will literally just lie to get benefits because if you report you make more money, you lose benefits. Such a God, man, such a fuck system we have. Holy shit. Good Lord, man. So, like, how can we want black women to get off the system when you basically tell them, hey, you progress your life, you lose all this government money? It's like, how? How do you fix that? You know?
You don't.
That's the funny part. The invincible meme.
But I said you can't fix
You
something until people admit that there's a problem. And the problem is that for the last 60 years, we just pretended like there isn't a problem. So that we're not even at the stage of, hey, let's fix this. And
and you can't even advocate that you have them get less money, but it'll hurt the kids. And it's like spending more money doesn't fix the problem. People think, oh, if I just throw more money at the problem, it'll fix it. It's like, it doesn't fix the problem. It's either you completely overhaul the whole thing, or you gotta do something, because whatever money they're throwing at these black, it's not helping. It's not gonna help anybody. Like, all you're basically doing is telling them, hey, live a degenerate lifestyle.
As someone who's born and raised in San Diego and California, I've learned a long time ago, actually throwing money at the problem doesn't actually fix the problem, because we've been doing that for 3 decades and things have gotten significantly worse than what it was 3 decades ago.
You ask the people now, you ask like kids, has Black America improved since we've been throwing this much money at them? They're like, the moment you have to stamper, it's just a no. Nothing has improved. You know, but apparently you're racist if you bring that up. It's like, what the fuck? Stop gangbanging, stop being hood weirdos, stop fucking watching rap videos. God damn, a lot of things, you know. Or someone pointed out like this. I don't know, maybe does it sound kind of racist? I don't care, because I'm that kind of guy. Have you been around black people in life where they don't have like an end goal, so to speak, like white people, Jewish people, Asians, Mexicans? They talk about generational wealth type of thing. I've not heard a single black person in my life talk about that, like generational wealth. Very few, I'd imagine, right? You know, a bunch of other races were talking about building generational wealth. Like Asian Americans, they did it. They had almost not. They were internment camps. They had nothing at a single point. All of them collectively just built up and just got money. That's one thing I do respect about Asian people. All they care about is money, and to good or bad, you know, can have some downsides to it. But they're filthy rich. They don't give a fuck. You know, they give you your job and they tell you what to do. You know, Jewish people, you know, were almost wiped out by that certain guy. And then they were like, you know what? I need to make money.
They've been almost wiped out by a few people. And then there's probably a few people in the future they're probably going to try to wipe them out again. But, you know, that's the whole conversation for a Sunday show that I do every Sundays at 7 p.m.
Yeah, just bring Tiny on for that. She'll greatly love that, you know?
Actually, well, I mean, I haven't spoken to her since last week, but Tiny is supposed to be on to talk about this in a couple weeks. So we'll be having a sit-down conversation in a couple of months about specifically Judaism and biblical prophecy. So, yeah, hopefully that goes through, because there's a whole bunch of things I want to talk about, especially with the whole Russia, Turkey, Iran thing. And it's like, a lot of that very interesting.
Oh, before we go into what you want to talk about, do you think Israel has been lying about certain situations that have happened as far as like the Gaza conflict, or do you think it's just one-sided?
When you actually realize what's going on in the Middle East, it becomes very clear. You're looking at a conflict that's been going on ever since the days of Isaac and Ishmael, and that's what it comes down to. Bible makes it very, very clear that God made an everlasting covenant with Isaac, right? Which obviously goes back to the lineage of the Jews. And then about 600 years after Christ ascended back to heaven, all of a sudden, this guy called Muhammad comes along and he preaches a gospel that says, no, actually, that land belongs to Ishmael and the Arabs. And literally ever since then, those two entities have been killing each other for that land, because one claims that they have the everlasting covenant and the other one claims that they have it, but only one actually has the lineage to Christ. So that's kind of the problem.
Yeah, you know, Candace Owens, when people let's say go after her for speaking in whatever form of truth that she found out. The thing is, I told people this, I'm not saying all Jewish people are bad. I'm not. But this notion that none of them can be bad is stupid. And if you point out that some of them could potentially be not good people, then you're the problem. It's like, we don't, you know, even credit to black people. No one does that for any race except for them.
Well, I mean, if you read the Old Testament, you'll find out very, very quickly that the Jews are probably some of the most hard-headed group of people that's ever existed in human existence, right? And they've always found themselves on the opposition of God in multiple ways, and then one, and they find themselves in a situation similar to that now, denying the Messiah. But no, there's no such thing as, one group is bad and one group is inherently good. It's like there's a person pulling the strings here for a lot of these groups, and Candace should know about this because she's a Roman Catholic. But when it really gets down to it, it's
just
all...
like your good friend John Trent, who's a Roman Catholic. Great
people.
Oh,
and my other good friend John Delarose, who have all been getting ratioed to hell this year.
Mugen Lord definitely has had some interactions with John Delarose earlier this year about the Zelda game that he called. Whoa!
Wow, does anyone like John at this point outside of like 3 people? Outside of Vox Day and Trent, is there anybody else that actually likes John?
Oh, John, you're Mexican. I like you. Me and you dated the same winter. It's one of those things where I always say this: if you're gonna report on game news, it'd be nice to see you actually play some games. You're not gonna play the newest releases, but could you play some games to show me that you're at least a gamer of some sense? But that's asking too much. Why ask questions? Apparently, asking questions is wrong. I heard.
Yeah, and so I say there's a whole thing with him, and Melanie Mack, which we can get to on another show. That's just
what you think about that earlier a few weeks ago with Melanie Mack going all crazy about that Gooner bait shit?
It's just hypocritical to me. As I said before, like when it comes to this whole gaming thing, especially the culture war and stuff, either side was not on our side. You know what I'm saying? Like we just so happen to, our side has pretty much had the same type of I guess you would say viewpoint when it comes to the religious right and stuff like that, and it kind of like overlapped. And then now once we starting to have a little semblance of a pendulum shift, and this is where the other side's going to start hunkering down on gamers and stuff like that when it comes to how we like our games and the culture of it all together and stuff. So I just found it hypocritical because I even said on my X page, I said, wait a minute, so y'all, you can kill people, you can do all kinds of defile things, Grand Theft Auto, you sell drugs, you know what I'm saying, you go to strip clubs, you do all these other type of things, but you cross a line once a girl in a leotard, she's not even naked, she does a silly dance. It's not even a sexual dance, it's just a silly dance. It just so happened that the player decided to have the camera focused on her ass, but the dance itself is not a sexual dance at all. So you cross a line when you
and the outfit wasn't even a standard outfit.
Exactly, and I said it's all optional.
Skin you have to buy.
Yeah, it's all optional. Yeah, exactly. That doesn't represent the entire game. You know what I'm saying? This is just a player who decided he wants to have that experience himself, and he was having fun with it or whatever like that. And you judged it based on that, So she don't play that game, so she don't. That's the whole thing. She don't play it. She just go by that assumption. And then I posted on my Twitter, a trailer showing all the content that's available for the First Ascendant, and none of that stuff was even shown. That costume and stuff like that. It's given to the fans. It's for the fans. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they cater to. And now people are pretending now that all of a sudden, we see one game like this, all of a sudden gaming is now being represented with Gooner shit. And then it's only from one company, Nexon. It's a South Korean company. They're known for this, to make these type of costumes and to make the characters the way they are. They hyper masculinize characters and they hyper feminize these characters. They've been known for this. Like, this is nothing new of like that, So I don't know, man. It's just stupid.
And people argue with me that women should be allowed to vote. You guys, y'all too nice to these hoes out here. A woman couldn't probably tell you what the fucking Second Amendment is, actually.
Yeah, I know about my right to fair trial.
Oh no. Hey, the Family Guy skill is right. Every guy has the right to have a pair of bare arms on their shelf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's schmuck. Talk about freaking pedophiles. Anyway, Blake Lively. If you guys have heard about this story, Blake Lively is now accusing her co-star and director of sexual harassment several months after they wrapped up a promotional tour for a movie, which was really bad, by the way, called "It Ends With Us." So I'll set up kind of the understanding here. They released this movie about literally 4 or 5 months ago. It's basically a movie about an abusive guy who beats up on his wife, and then his wife, because she's stupid, decides at the very, very end of the movie that she's going to leave him and become a single mother by choice, right? So she's had a multitude of opportunities to get out of this relationship beforehand, but he was good looking, he was rich, he was a doc, he was a brain doctor. So it's like, I can't just leave my brain doctor boyfriend, right? So it's like, I'll just have a kid and hope that it gets better. Spoiler, it didn't get better. It's a very, very stupid movie. However, the director,
you shut your whore mouth. It was a chick flick that touched my heart. I had an abusive wife like her.
Yeah, sure you did. So the director here, being his name Justin Baldoni, he is a guy who feels very, very strongly about domestic violence, especially against women. So during the promotional tour, he was actually trying very, very hard to sell this movie, sell the whole thing of like domestic abuse and all that. Like that was kind of his baby, his bread and butter. Blake Lively, on the other hand, was a massive bitch the entire time that they were doing the promotion, to the point where even women were turning against her. It wasn't just men bad and they're no, even women were turning against her. That's how unlikable she was. She had some kind of interaction with like a journalist who was, I think, actually like a victim of like sexual assault or something like that, and she kind of like belittled her, which made everyone turn on her. There was also rumors and talks about behind the scenes, she tried to go over Justin's head and go straight to the studio to essentially make her own cut of the film that basically like deleted his cut, right? And that was like a big, big no-no behind the scenes. She tried to use obviously her relationship with Ryan Reynolds and her connections to try to go over the director's head. Big, big no-no. And that's kind of where we left it at, right? And everyone's thoughts of her after this is like, she's massively unlikable. She hasn't really done anything in like the last like 10 years.
Last
as
big
an
movie
actress.
she was in for a blockbuster was the shark movie, The Shallow.
Yeah. And then that was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. So she's done nothing else.
Damn, was that long ago? Damn.
Also, to add into society's points, the reason why she couldn't have got her cut of the movie is because Justin Baldoni actually bought the rights from the author to actually, use it for an actual full-length feature film. So the books are written by Colleen Hoover. It's only a 2-book series actually. So he's basically the leading creative control over the entire thing. So she can't just go and get a cut of something when he pretty much basically owns the property as much as the author does. Well, drawing like just, like a movie right kind of situation.
Yeah.
Also, if we're going to be pointing out stuff about Blake Lively, let's be honest here. She, fucking, I don't try to be a mean. I don't want to be this guy. She's best friends with Taylor Swift. If you guys know who Taylor Swift is, there's some personality that'll definitely rub off there. She's also married to Ryan Reynolds, so you know that she does that perma sarcastic thing that he does. He is never serious. He's literally perma sarcastic, actually. So I would imagine that personality is not going to gel well with a lot of people because
Yeah, and that was another thing too, because all of Blake Lively's friends were all siding with her and trying to like create this campaign against him. Like I said, all he was doing was just hyping the movie. So remember, there was also a story before this that said that he was being misogynistic to Blake because he was asking about like her weight before filming the movie to see if he can carry her. But it's like, well, he suffered a well-known back injury like 10 years ago, and because of his messed up back, he was asking how much she way so he can physically train to carry her in the course of the movie so he didn't hurt himself, right? That was literally like what the whole thing was, and everyone knew about it, but she tried to frame it as like, he's fat shaming me by asking me about my weight. It's like, it's not exactly what happened. So there's a lot of fudging of the truth here. Well, it just came out earlier today that Blake Lively is now accusing him of sexual harassment and other shameful conducts of I guess misconduct, you could say, during the filming of this movie. Now, as of about an hour ago, Justin's agency, which is WME, has actually dropped him based on this allegation. So no evidence. He's already come out and said that this is blatantly false, but the agencies are like, we can't do anything because Blake accused you of something. So very, very interesting how this is completely falling apart, this relationship between these two. They were co-stars in the movie, which didn't do well because it wasn't very good. But Blake Lively is now accusing him of sexual harassment in a bombshell complaint. The actress alleged that Justin attempted to make a smear campaign against her. Now, keep in mind, Justin never mentioned her outside of the context of the movie throughout the entire marketing of this film.
He mentioned her in one throwaway comment, which was, I think the interviewer asked him, if you were to do the sequel, would Blake Lively be a part of it? He was like, well, I guess you have to ask her about that. That's literally all he said.
Yeah. Like, so actively trying to rewrite history here, but now going as far as say that, his behavior caused her and her family to see severe emotional harm. According to Variety here, a lawyer for Justin is now saying that this is a shameful, categorically false allegations. The complaint lodged against the California Civil Rights Department has a meeting held in January of 2024 to address 2025, I guess I should say, that to address Lively's claims and her demands returning to work for It Ends With Us after actors and the writers in the strike ended. Okay, so this is actually earlier this year when the writer's strike ended. Okay, but following.
I want another thing to point out is Blake Lively during this year gave birth to, I think, the 4th kid that she has with Ryan Reynolds, or 3rd kid, whatever. So it's very possible that she had those fucking mood swings that women have when they're fucking pregnant or post-depression or something like that. At the end, caused damage to her. This lady is in a mansion. She has like the best life a woman could ask for, and damage was caused to her.
Yeah, emotional damage.
The lady who's married to Ryan Reynolds.
Who was just in Deadpool and Wolverine, by the way. So she's complaining here that Justin discussed her weight with her trainer, pressed her on her religious beliefs, and talked about his sex life in inappropriate ways while they were filming this movie. Lively also complained that Jamie Hafe, who's one of the producers of the film and obviously the CEO of Wayfair Studios, showed Lively a video of his naked wife at giving birth. So I don't know what that is all about, but apparently there's an allegation against him too. Lively also alleged that both Justin and Heath entered the makeup trailer without getting her permission first, including that she was breastfeeding her infant child. And it goes to state that, that the concerns that Lively raised were not only for herself, but for other female cast and crew, some of which who have spoken up. So we'll talk about that here in a second. But basically, they're all trying to allege him to be the monster of this whole scenario, which once again does not line up with what everyone else has been saying for the last several months. But Lively is now alleging that Bonelli demanded not any more sex scenes outside of what the script that she had approved before filming. The film distributor Sony reportedly approved Lively's request according to her complaint, but it goes on to accuse Justin of social manipulation and launching a campaign to destroy Lively's reputation after the fact. So she's saying that all the negative press that she's received over the last several months is his fault, not her own. Not, the videos of interviews that she did throughout the course of this that made people not like her based on her own words and her own actions. No, she's saying that this is all Justin's fault.
You're saying women can't take accountability and always blame someone else?
Isn't it weird that seems to be the one thing that a lot of them struggle with, this whole thing called accountability and responsibility?
It's always someone else's fault. It's never their own. I learned that throughout the years.
Now she's also claiming that they engaged in unprofessional behavior, including discussing their past sexual relationships with her, talking about the previous pornography addiction. Lively also alleges that Justin claimed that he would communicate with the dead, including her father, Ernie Lively, who died in 2021. It was off-putting and a violation of Mrs. Baldoni to claim to claim a personal relationship with her recently deceased father, the Cleat, right? So was that her or was that somebody else? Or was that him or was that somebody else? Because I don't, they talking about another person here. Okay, this is Variety's mistake here because it says Mrs. Baldoni here. I was like, wait, is there another person alleging this? But no, somebody at Variety who gets paid a lot more money than I do does not proofread their articles and just
these guys wonder why they don't have jobs anymore. It's crazy.
Thanks, Variety. Spokesperson for Lively is referred to the statement that the actress gave to the New York Times, in which she says, "I hope my legal action helps pull back the curtain on these sinister retaliation tactics to harm people who speak up about misconduct and help protect others who may have been targeted." Now, of course, none of these allegations actually came out until several months after the fact. So it wasn't like that this was all done because she had alleged something prior to like all of this. We're just getting the allegations now of that all of these claims that have happened here. Like I said, the only thing that was alleged before this is that he wanted to know like her weight and made fat shamed her based on her weight, which once they said it was not exactly what happened there. It's a little bit of a twisting of the truth, as I like to say there. But like I said, Justice Team is completely denouncing these claims, that these claims are completely false, outrageous, intentionally salacious with the attempt to publicly hurt and rehash a narrative in the media. Like I said, as of right now, Justin has now been fired by his agency, and I'm pretty sure he's going to look to countersue as a result of these allegations. So this is going to be a very, very ugly situation that stretches on for a while between these two individuals.
For people that potentially want a sequel to that movie, you probably
not going to happen.
One. Not going to happen at all.
Not going to happen.
Yeah. So,
I mean, to be fair, it probably wasn't going to happen several months ago because that was what they alleged. I mean, so the rumor behind the scenes that these two just did not get along, but the reason why they did not get along had to do with essentially her going over his head to get her own cut of the movie and basically wipe away his vision for the film. Now, as we've shown in interviews, he's been much more emotionally invested in this film and the message of this film than she is. And of course, we are talking about the topic of domestic abuse, specifically with women. So this is kind of his baby. He took the lead of marketing this whole thing, where Blake, on the other hand, just seemed like she couldn't give a shit less. So that in and of itself really paints her in a bad light of now all of a sudden she's trying to Me Too this individual out of a job, making it seem like somehow she's the hero in this story.
Because that's what women do. Women thrive off of drama and attention. If they're not the one center of attention, they have to make something happen to make a guy out to be the bad guy.
Yeah,
fucking hell.
And like I said, this is a woman who even beforehand, she has a reputation of not being very pleasant to be around. So that's another issue that we have here.
Woof. A white woman being a piece of shit and not taking accountability. Man, sounds like a fucking see you next Tuesday kind of lady. Ryan Reynolds, you show how to pick him. That's crazy. A guy like him can get Scarlett Johansson and Blake Lively. That's actually crazy. He's also himself. I wouldn't say the best looking dude. Like how are that weirdo bagging baddies like that? It's crazy to me. Because meanwhile, guys like me be banging women just every week, actually, nonstop. I'm basically like Charlie Harper of 2.5 Men out here. And I'm not Alan. I'm Charlie for sure. No,
that's where we're at. So.
All right, since Mugen Lord is here, he's going to be promoting his Venus Orion comic book company launching on Kickstarter. I have it right here. So yeah, man, just let the people know what they can expect coming up.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yes.
Also, you sound a little. Are you way away from your mic?
Wait, can you? What? I'm low. I'm too low.
Yeah, you're too low.
I got probably got to turn the volume up because every time I get on here, some people tell me I'm too loud.
Oh, you sound better now. Yeah, you're good.
Oh, that's weird. All right, you can hear me?
You're good. You're good.
Okay, cool. Yes. January 6th, 2025 is when I launched my my first comic book series in my
2024. I'm about to say, damn, this dude launched his comic book. Oh, no, are you talking about the actual date of the thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I launched my series in 2025. January 6th. The first comic book series called VK, Varion Killers, Vampire Killers. This is the first chapter, issue 1, chapter 1, issue 1 of a 10 chapter. 10 chapter part of this, the first arc called Shadows of Ascension. I'm like really super excited for this. This is the pre-launch page right here, where I suggest everybody who's interested and who wanting to back this campaign and everything is a pre-order campaign, meaning that the book is already done. I went over this a few times, but those of you guys who are new to all this and don't know, the book is already done right here. You got 4 variant covers. You got cover A right here. You got cover B. You got cover C, and then you got cover D, which if you open it up, cover D makes a full image. Plus what it does is it foreshadows either what's in the book or foreshadow future events. So it leaves little clues, and that's the theme of this type of book, of this type of cover that I'll be running with VK. Yes. So as far as the prices are concerned, the digital version of chapter 1 is $5. Cover A is 15. Cover B is $20. Cover C 25, and then cover D is 30. The thing is, when it comes to these variant covers, especially these 3 covers, they're only exclusive to the campaign itself. So after the campaign is done and is completed and is fulfilled and everything like that, you won't ever be able to get these copies ever again. So these are very, very limited. I suggest anybody who's interested, as I mentioned before, is if you haven't made a Kickstarter or whatever, I suggest that you make a Kickstarter and go to the pre-launch, because what the pre-launch does, the more followers that the pre-launch will get, it'll help me out in the Kickstarter algorithm. So Kickstarter can pretty much recommend it so other people can essentially, get eyes onto this project. Because as I said before, this is a sheer universe. This is a big universe, and VK is the start of this. It's to launch my universe, because I have phase 1. Phase 1 is called The Foundation, which is like 8 different comic book series. VK is one of the series out of the 8, and it's the one that kicks everything off, and it's called The Foundation. Phase 1 is because it's pretty much setting the foundation for the universe itself and introduce many different mechanics and understanding world buildings and key lore elements in each series that I drop out. As I said before, when it comes to VK, like I said, each arc, when it comes to my comic books, each arc is 10 chapters long. So the thing is, for starting with VK, I've already completed all 10 chapters as far as writing and scripting them and everything. I finally decided on the draft that I like, and I'm running with that. So all 10 chapters are completed. So now it's just a matter of me actually getting getting the chapters drawn up and everything. So while this campaign is going on, my artist and I will start development of chapter 2 of VK. And then after chapter 2 is done, I'll be releasing the next series, which is called Ultra Squad X, which is the next series that's within the phase 1, which is the foundation. And then follow after that, and hopefully, depending on success, because like I said, the success of this campaign will also set the momentum for what the possibilities and what I'm able to do as far as how many comic books I can actually put out within a given year, or have certain comic books drawn up at the same time. So it all depends on the success. A lot of people said they want to see animated trailers and all that type of stuff. Animations are super expensive, but if you guys definitely want to see that, then you guys have to come out and actually support it and just get this thing to get it going, because my goal is to have Venus Orion Comics sustain itself. And once it sustains itself, then it'll start putting ease on my pockets, because like I said, I financed a whole lot of this. I've been working on this universe for the past 5 years. Yeah. So I spent like 10K a year. So I spent 50K so far putting together this entire, so those posters you see is my characters and everything and stuff. So it took me this long to be able to get all this stuff together and everything when it comes to managing and budgeting the money and stuff like that, and then getting the LLC for Venus Orion Comics. And I'm really serious about this. I can't wait to see where this goes, because like I said, the ultimate goal is to get into gaming, start at Venus Orion Games, and then get into animations. I want to see this stuff in anime, like animations and stuff like that. So that is the ultimate goal to this. But I figured that, hey, comics would be one of the easier ways to be able to get into it. Say build a foundation, build a fan base, people get familiar with these characters, and then I'm gonna be able to branch off to the other phases of where I want to take this. So yeah, man, I'm excited for it, and I hopefully everybody else to be excited for it. When it opens up, I will have a big presentation video, which I will be releasing on my Venus Orion Comics YouTube channel, my Mugen Lore YouTube channel. It's going to be on my social media and everything, so you guys will be able to check it out. And also, when you go into the actual pre-order launch of the Kickstarter, that video will be there, and I'm gonna be just explaining what Venus Orion Comics is. I got another trailer for VK Chapter 1, so I can't wait for you guys to go check that out. And then I have another trailer at the very end, which I can't wait, and I can't talk about it because you have to see it for yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys will like that too. Like I said, I got so much stuff that I can't wait to show off. And it's been so hard keeping my mouth shut about certain things and what I can and what I can't talk about when it comes to this. But hopefully you guys will look forward to it. Also, it's 32 pages. This first chapter. Chapter 2 is going to be much longer. I'm looking probably like from 42, probably 62 pages for chapter 2. But it's 32 pages because that's what my pockets is able to afford at this moment. At this moment, because I've been putting so much damn money into this and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you guys are. I have faith. Now I believe that you guys would like what I have with the first chapter. As you see, scroll down. I can read so I can read like the description and stuff like that.
Yep.
So VK chapter 1 is pretty much a dark and gritty indie comic universe where all this all began. So it says a brutal attack in Neodelphia reveals vampires as a deadly threat lurking in the shadows. VK chapter 1 follows young Wrath. Hezekiah Draven is his real name, but his alias is young Wrath. A relentless vampire hunter thrust into a battle for survival that could determine the city's fate. This isn't just the start of an epic story, it's the foundation of the Venus Orion Comics universe, which is a world I've been crafting for the past 5 years. And as I said before, the overall arc itself is called Shadows of Ascension, and this is the first chapter of 10 chapters. So VK chapter 1 is the first of 10 chapters in the Shadows of Ascension arc, a gritty tale set in dystopian city where corruption and vampires rule the shadows. As alliances are tested and secrets unravel, young Wrath and the Retributes face monstrous and human foes in a fight to expose the truth. But like I said before, at the bottom it explains that all 10 chapters are already done and scripted already. So, but yes, this chapter will focus on the oldest Draven brother, Hezekiah Draven, aka young Wrath. You'll find out why Varian, and you'll find out why his brothers aren't in the first chapter and everything. Pretty much Hezekiah and Varian had pretty much been bumped heads with one another because Hezekiah is going after this vampire named Alan Fleck. And Alan Fleck is also known as the Flamebringer. And you're going to find out why they call him the Flamebringer. But he had killed someone that was close to him and his brothers. And he wants pretty much to get revenge on them and stuff. So when it comes to how to approach it, Varian and Hezekiah pretty much is at a disagreement. So while the brothers are out doing a mission that Varian sent them on, which Hezekiah is supposed to be there, his brothers are covering for him. He's going off the bitter path, he's doing his own thing and stuff. So right now Hezekiah is being a rebel right now. So he's looking for this girl named Jasmine Mitchell because she may have the answers to where he can find Alan Fleck. So pretty much what's going to happen once he finds Jasmine Mitchell in this chapter, and you guys will have to check that out for yourself and everything. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. I had people close to me that I trust to go read it, and that's why I settled on this version of the script. Because, like I said, people that I trust read it and said, "Oh yeah, I like this or like that." But how about this, is that, and third? So I was kind of getting feedback and stuff like that, and I finally settled on this. And when I had them read it, it was like, "Oh damn!" So yeah, we gotta get this. I gotta see chapter 2 because, like, damn, why you left it on this this cliffhanger right here? That's fucked up. Like, I gotta see what chapter 2 is all about and stuff. So chapter 2 is.
You're not gonna wait 4 years to bring out chapter 2?
Nope. We're getting right on it. While y'all guys are pre-ordering, my artist Jessica, we'll be getting on it and stuff like that. I would love to have the second chapter done out in 2025, soon after. Yeah, I want to get it out next year as well. But like I said, I won't promise any release dates until the book is in my hand. So if anybody asks me, "Oh, when does book come out?" and this and that, well, if I don't tell you the date or tell you when the campaign is going to start, that means the book ain't done yet. So once the book is in my hand, where I'm able to flick the page and read it myself, that's when I let people know when the campaign is going to start or when it's going to drop and stuff like that. Because I don't want to promise something that I can't keep. You know what I'm saying? Because things happen and stuff.
Yeah, who you think we are, Ethan Van Sciver?
Yeah.
Speaking of naming people, okay.
Yeah. So another thing too. When it comes to my campaigns and stuff, I would never ask anybody to give me money to get a book made. It's always going to come out of my pocket, and Venus Orion Comics is going to pay for it. All you guys are doing is pre-ordering it, and when you pre-order, that money will cover the shipping and the printing of the books and stuff like that, and whatever's left over goes back into Venus Orion Comics to fund the other books and stuff like that. So it's pretty much you guys are helping me to keep to keep the stress off of my actual wallet and stuff like that. So that's what that's pretty much for. And I just pray that it gets bigger and bigger and stuff like that. I'm able to drop more books, because the goal is my artist Jessica, like, she can't do it all by herself. So I'm gonna need artists, other artists. So while she's working on VK and she's also gonna be doing Alter Squad X, I can get other artists to do the other 6 series within phase 1 itself. And like I said, as far as artists are concerned, they got to be on her level or better than her. You know, I ain't accepting anything less than that. And plus, I'm going with an anime art style, so East art style more than a Western art style and stuff like that. But yeah, man, like I'm excited for this, man. I'm anxious at the same time, like I don't, because I'm stepping into the unknown. I don't know where this is going to go. I've never done something like this. I never put a lot of money. I never took a risk on myself at this degree and stuff like that. So I just been praying, like, let's see where this go, and I just hope, you know, it surprised me. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, and the thing I'll tell people is this happens with movies a lot, where people go, well, why aren't people going to see the other original movies made? It's because, well, you guys don't actually go see them. You know, if you want different media that could be a part of the media you already purchase and support, you have to actually put your money down and support it. That's really the only way you keep getting more of it, you know?
Yeah, so that's the thing. That's the whole thing about all this, man. Like, I got my team, my dad and my brothers.
Yeah,
they're when it comes to the merchandise, that's why I'm suggesting, I'm urging people to go to the pre-launch page and stuff like that, because I'm going to have limited items as well, as far as merchandise and stuff that you can get alongside the pre-order. And you're gonna like the stuff that we've created and stuff. Like I said, my brothers have a t-shirt business called Striking KOTs and stuff. We do hats, mugs, hoodies. We do sweatpants, leggings. We do it all, bags, everything and stuff like that. And we work with
some leggings.
Yeah. Yeah, we work with a lot of like streamers and stuff, where we send them a bundle and everything, and they've been promoting our business and everything like that as well. So everything that I'm doing, everything is being done in-house. Everything that we do, everything is in-house and stuff. You know, family, with my dad, my brothers and stuff like that. So, oh man, geez, man, like my heart has been racing for the past couple of days and everything. I've been spending all day for the past couple of days putting these tiers together.
Yeah, and at least you have a social media presence, because there are some people that do indie comics that are like, well, why is no one backing, or why is no one like interacting with my post or caring about my books? It's like, well, you've built up no ever, you know?
Yeah, man. That's you have to have some type of presence. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of indie people, because when I went on Kickstarter, before I started making my, because I think Tyler, the author behind the Girl Can Make It This, he helped me. He helped me with the he pointed me in the right direction how to approach Kickstarter, because it's new to me. All this is new. I don't know how all of this stuff works and stuff, but what I've noticed too, when I got onto the platform and everything, and I'm looking at some of these projects, and they look really good. They look really, really good. Some of these projects I was seeing, and I was like, when I go to it and I'm reading everything, and the first thing I'm looking for is like, okay, I'm looking for their social media presence, like already on social media and everything, like, because some of these Kickstarters are meeting their goals and stuff like that, but yet they have no social media presence, and that also like rung a light bulb in my head as well. So I would take the project, I would type it in Google, and the only place the project pops up in is Kickstarter. It's not on Twitter. It's not on YouTube. It's in none of these places. And I didn't know that Kickstarter itself is a social media platform. So a lot of these people are meeting their goals within the Kickstarter community itself, and not, outside of that. So I started saying to myself, I was like, oh man, that's interesting. I said I have a following, you know what I'm saying, already. And I said, man, so if I can get my following, and then not counting, the community within Kickstarter itself, I said, I don't know, this thing could actually perform, to see my expectations. I don't know. We'll have to just wait and see and everything. But yeah, I noticed that there's a lot of these indie artists or indie writers or people that's doing their comics and stuff, they have no presence on the internet at all. No following, no presence. And we live in a day of social media and stuff. You got to get on that. You got to get on that, man. You got to talk to people, meet people, get on podcasts. You got to do all these things because there's a lot of great projects out there, but a lot of people don't even know they exist.
Man, some people believe in me. I don't got no one left. I'm just scraping the barrel at this point.
Yeah, man. And the thing is, like, for people, in order for your thing to be successful or for you to have any traction, people got to know that it exists. And that's the whole goal. You have to let people know that it exists. So you have to put it out there and everything. Shit, I did YouTube. I just did my first YouTube ad for the VK trailer itself. And I'm gonna continue to do, and I'm gonna try to Twitter ads next, and I'm gonna do the Google AdSense after that, and like during the launch and stuff. But yeah, man, I'm ready. I'm ready for 2025.
Hell yeah. I got a lot of plans in 2025. I'm gonna go full fucking beast mode. I'm literally just going ultra instinct. I'm just going all out. I'm fucking just gonna let my hands do the moving. I can master instantaneous movement. An episode of Family Guy where he was like, I can take any damage. Hit me. Hit with a frying pan. He got knocked out with a frying pan.
Crack.
That'll still never not be funny. Okay, hit me. They had to take a frying pan and smacked across the head. He just got knocked out. Oh shit.
You suffer every concussion you don't take.
God, man. I've been watching like Family Guy stuff out of context. Oh my god, that shit is so funny still. Holy fuck. Oh, speaking of gaming, I know you guys were around when Sega was still kind of big. Apparently, there's a rumor they want to launch their own Netflix-style streaming service.
Yeah, I heard.
Games. How would that work?
They already did it like 30 years ago. It was called Sega Channel. You guys
Sega Channel, this? Yeah, the Sega Channel. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that Sega Channel. Never got it because I had a Sega. I had a lot of games on my Sega. So.
I had it for like 4 months, and that was like the only time period that I actually experienced Sega Channel. But I mean, for what it was great. It was basically like having a like GameFly Netflix style subscription service in like 1996. Back at the time where it was well before its time, but I don't know how feasible or affordable it was for people at the time either. So yeah.
Well, that was always the theme for Sega. The theme for Sega was they was always ahead of their time. It was just like the people, like society or like the industry itself couldn't keep up with Sega. They had great ideas. You know what I'm saying? Especially you had the Sega 32X, the Sega CD. You know what I'm saying? The Sega Channel. You had all these different things, but it just. And then also the Sega Dreamcast. Sega Dreamcast had a built-in modem. Like it was already ready, online ready. It had Windows CE or whatever like that with the Sega Dreamcast. It was everything built in. So all you had to do was just get your phone line, plug it in, and subscribe to their online service and use Ready to Play Fantasy Star Online, Quake 3 Arena, and many other online games. They did a lot of things that was ahead of its time, but bad business decisions
for one low monthly price. Hi, I'm Eric Hastings, here to show you how to stop just watching.
This is the old school ad for the Sega Channel. Like I said, this is back in like the mid 1990s, so they were doing that then.
Sega Channel gives you video games on demand, up to 50 different games a month. You'll be playing great games.
The graphics may look outdated now, but trust me, at the time, this is the coolest shit you could possibly have.
Sega Channel.
Oh my god!
I think it's very economical, and it keeps my kids at home.
There are more games than I've ever seen on Sega Channel.
Test drive. You'll be playing video games that have just been released or soon to be.
It was so innocent.
Obviously, there was no white girl playing them games. That was just to sell them shits. That girl didn't know. Hey, I would love to play some Sonic.
Hey, you notice there weren't a whole bunch of they-thems at the time period and purple-haired women playing video games back then. It's almost as if it was a better time.
Or the one guy named Zuby, the black guy, he was like, he said to go viral, all you got to do is tweet out something from 2005.
Yeah. And watch people react to it.
Oh, gosh. Well, Sega is considering launching its own Netflix-like subscription service for video games. We're thinking something and discussing something we cannot disclose right now.
Trump becomes president, we're bringing back Sega Channel, baby. You're tired of it.
Oh, God, man.
So is it basically just like Steam, but with Sega games? Like,
I would imagine it is. Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, because I don't know why they market
And
it
also,
like
it's also a big question of like what kind of Sega games are we talking about? Are we talking about Sega's like old collection of like Mega Drive, CD,
you
Game,
might as well throw it all in there.
or are we talking about just the ones that are licensed through them? So I mean, there's a few questions.
Oh no,
that
that's a good question. No, that's good. No, I didn't think about that. That is a good question. Yeah, man. Sega was like I was a Sega fanboy, even though that I owned like I said, my first game console that I've ever played was the NES. Right? Like the first game I ever played was the Legend of Zelda on the NES at 4 years old. Because my dad had the game, had the console and everything. And my mom and dad had bought me the Sega Genesis about when I was like 5 and everything. And I had Sonic the Hedgehog was my first game that I had with my Sega Genesis. And my mom and dad bought me a plethora of games and everything. But Sonic was the game that resonated with me because I remember playing Sonic 1. I was in kindergarten and I had a hard time beating the first 2 zones in the Green Hill Zone. And you had to fight Robotnik and he has the boulder ball thingy on the chain. Yeah. And I as a 5-year-old at the time, I had a hard time like beating that damn level. But I remember I was while in kindergarten, I'm in school and I'm just constantly thinking about like I gotta beat Robotnik. I gotta beat that stage. And I went home. I remember when I got home, I started playing it and everything. Finally beat him, and I turned the game off because I wanted to wait until Dad come home because Mom was cooking dinner and stuff. Once Dad came home, I said, "Dad, you gotta." I said, "Mom, Dad, come here." And they sat down with me, and I wanted to show them. And man, I remember when I first beat it and stuff. My mom hugged me, my dad, patted me on the head and everything like that because I was able to beat Robotnik and everything. That's the thing that always comes to my head when I think about that. And I also have let me 1 second. I still have it.
Showing a little video clip here of the first Streets of Rage game from the Sega Genesis. So a little backstory for me, like I told people, like Genesis was my first video console too. Like my sister had a Super Nintendo at the time, so I played a little bit of both, but mine was always the Genesis, and I always found that the better games were on the Genesis versus like the Super Nintendo as well. So for me, it was Streets of Rage, it was Sonic the Hedgehog, obviously. There were some other games that were there, like Road Rash 2, there was obviously the X-Men 2 Clone Wars, there was there's a whole bunch like people. So this is going to be a really deep fried reference. Anyone remember Dynamite Heady? Does anyone remember that video game?
No, I don't remember that one. I remember, and also I still have my Sonic when I was 7 years old. My mom and dad went to Virginia Beach, and they had the Sonic, and my brother Keo has Tails, so I still got it. He all racked up. My mom had to stitch his neck and stitch his shoes and stuff, but yeah, I still have it and everything. But I had Super DJ Boy, and that was a good beat 'em up game. And you on rollerblades, and you had to save your girlfriend, and you had to go through these various different levels, beating up these skate punks and stuff like that to get your girlfriend. And then Flicky was my favorite game. Now Flicky was a spinoff. You know the Flicky Bird
song? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Flicky had his own game. And I had that also, and still got the cartridge and everything. And I was in love with that game too. You had to collect the little birds, little chicky birds with Flicky, and you had to avoid the cats at the same time. And as you collect the birds, you have to hurry up and take them back to the exit. And the challenge, it gets harder and harder as you go to these different labyrinths with Flicky.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Let's find out this real quick.
Yeah, man. Love
it. For me, it was those games. I think another good beat 'em up was Two Cruel Dudes. You guys remember that?
Yeah, I heard that. The thing about me, I don't know why, I got almost every Sega game but Streets of Rage and Golden Axe. I had every other Sega game. I never had those. My cousins had them. He would like my cousin would come around and bring his games around, and then we played on my Sega and stuff. But I never, for some strange reasons, I don't know why, I just never got them. I never got Golden Axe, or I never got Streets of Rage. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Everybody I knew who had a Sega had those games, but me.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And now you try to get them now, they're like $130 at retro stores.
Yes. Yep. And Tiny Toons Adventure was my favorite game on Sega Genesis. I love the hell. That was a hard ass platformer game. That was harder than Sonic. And I beat that game too. That game was really, really good. And then Rocket Knight Adventure, I had that on Sega Genesis. That was a good game from Konami. that era was just like the era of mascots. Your favorite mascots, Mario. You had Sparkster. You had Acrobat. You had all these different characters and stuff. Toe Jam and Earl, all kinds of stuff, man. That was the era, man.
Yeah, like I said, for me, Genesis is still like the top tier like video game console. My number 2 will probably be the PS2 if I'm going back.
Oh, man, all right, man. That's dope. Like my number 1 console of all time was the Sega Dreamcast. Dreamcast is still that console, man. That really, really resonated with me. And plus, that's like a special moment. I think that was my favorite Christmas as well, because my parents had bought me for Christmas. They bought me the Sega Dreamcast. Mom and Dad had bought me an extra Dreamcast controller. They bought me a VMU memory card. I got Power Stone. I got Blue Stinger. I got Sonic Adventure. I got Ready to Rumble, and I got in Soul Calibur. I had gotten for Christmas. They bought me all that for Christmas, and I got an arcade stick to play Marvel vs. Capcom because I got Marvel vs. Capcom for it too. That Christmas was fucking amazing, bro.
Unfortunately, I did not experience the Dreamcast era because, like I said, it came and went like so fast, at least here in the United States. By that point, I was already on the PlayStation, and once Sega kind of got out of the console game, I kind of just shifted from Sega to PlayStation. That was kind of the transition that I had. But I mean, I remember the games that I liked the most on the Dreamcast is obviously Crazy Taxi. I think is everyone's favorite game on that platform. Mortal Kombat Gold is like, it wasn't.
I don't really do Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I mean, especially like the whole like 3D, 4D like format of Mortal Kombat. That's what kind of like shifted away a little bit too much for me. Sonic Adventure is still a great game. So I mean, they definitely had a few titles that.
Because the life of the Dreamcast, because the very last game for Dreamcast was like Sonic Adventure 2. That was like their songbird before they totally shut down it. Because the last games I had gotten for the Sega Dreamcast before they just discontinued it was Sonic Adventure 2 and also Project Justice, which is Rival Schools. That was the sequel to Rival Schools. I had Plasma Sword as well. I had that. But Sega Dreamcast, man, like that was my console. Like no one could touch it. Like you couldn't touch that console. Like if I wasn't in the room, you had no right to touch that console unless I was in that room and stuff. Like that was my favorite console, man. I just loved it. And it was just so sad because the PS2, Sony had really cemented in people's head that the next generation doesn't start until they start. And the thing that killed the Dreamcast was the DVD player. Like PS2 is a cheap DVD player. And that was the big marketing that you was able to watch The Matrix and stuff like that. And with the PS2, it was the first time they was putting them in electronic stores like Circuit City. They was putting in music stores like FYE and Tower Records. They was selling PS2s there. They like no one was selling consoles in those spaces. But once people seen that you was able to watch DVDs, people was just buying PS2s as well just to watch DVDs because DVDs were so expensive.
It's the same marketing tactic they did with the PS3 as well. That's why it dominated because it's like, oh, you guys get a free Blu-ray player with your PS3, right? And
well, the thing is about the Blu-ray player, they had a hard time at first. With the
not as hard as HD DVD.
Yeah. The 360 was dominating at first. The PS3 caught up near the end of the life of PS3 because the games were coming out. But it was the Blu-ray player that made it developer.
It was rough with the PS3 when it first started. I remember not only was it $600, these guys back in like 2007, 2008. One of the first games they dropped on it was Spider-Man 3.
And Spider-Man 3, King Kong. The problem was when the PS3 and the Xbox 360 came out, we just experienced the housing market crash. I remember this. I was a freshman when those consoles came out. When 360 and PS3 came out, I was a freshman in college when those two consoles came out. And this is during the time where we was going through like the economy was doing really, really bad with the housing market. So when that happened, when those consoles came out, remember there was two models of the PS3. The highest one had the highest hard drive amount, so it was actually $800. If you want the maximum experience for a PS3, you had to pay $800, not counting games. It by itself, it was $800.
Backwards capable.
And some of them. Some of them, and then some of the PS3s had the backwards compatibility, but some people backwards compatibility wasn't even working for on their PS3. They had to do recalls on that as well. And they had to discontinue that because they was having issues with the backwards compatibility.
Yep.
So the 360 was the cheaper option. So everybody started going to the 360. And I didn't get a PS3 until like the following year because I ended up getting the 360 instead. The reason why I got the 360 instead because they showed us a tech demo to Sonic 06 before we knew Sonic 06 was going to be trash.
No.
Yeah, before we knew it was going to be trash. And Microsoft was promoting Sonic 06. So
can you help me with this? I bought a 360. I saved up money to get it.
Yeah,
Sonic 06 was one of the first games I bought for it because I wanted to see.
That's why I got a 360. I saved money for it. I was delivering newspapers like during the summertime before I went back to college. I was delivering newspaper with my uncle because he had the paper route and he was paying me. So by the time by the time the summer had ended, I had enough money to get 2 games in an Xbox 360. And that was Sonic 06 was the reason why I wanted to get a 360 because Microsoft was heavily promoting Sonic 06, not PS3. It was more so Microsoft that was promoting
crazy, man? You go on the internet and a lot of people love the game, and it's like, did you ever play it or did you watch a movie cutscene? Because I actually played it. It wasn't good. It was bad.
It was disappointing.
Trash.
Bro, it was disappointing. It like because the way they advertised it and everything, I'm like, Jesus Christ. And plus the graphics, man. I remember the E3 trailer to Sonic 06. When they first showed it, they showed the princess. I said, "Is this a Final Fantasy game?" Because it didn't look like a Sonic game. And then the moment I saw Eggman, the new render of Eggman, I said he looked so human-like because of the CG trailer and stuff. Like, this is a Sonic game. And then he showed it, and they introduced Silver the Hedgehog. I'm like, oh my god, I definitely got to get this game. And it was just a big disappointment. But I didn't get a PS3. I said the only way I'm going to get a PS3 is if I get a PS3 cheap. So what happened was my uncle, which is my uncle Ronnie, my mom's brother, younger brother, he just got out of jail. So what happened was, soon he got out of jail, he always has some way he get these connections. So what happened was he met this white dude. His father owns a Best Buy franchise. He owns a Best Buy. So pretty much he was stealing from his dad. So he would go, so my Uncle Ryan knew the white boy. The white boy would go and say, yo, whatever you want, I can go get it from Best Buy and stuff like that. Just give me a list of what you want. So my Uncle Ronnie had gotten into an argument with my dad. So he went to make things up to my dad and said, yo, I got my nephews, like whatever my nephews want, I can get for them. What do they want? So I went to my uncle. I said, "Yo, like, can you get me a PS3? And how cheap?" I said, "How cheap can I get it?" He said, "For you, nephew, I'll sell it to you for $80, brand new. That's how I got a PS3." So he said, "Yo, give me a list of what you want, what games you want." Wrote it down and stuff like that. The next week he came back with some games and a PS3, and I only paid $80, opposed to me paying damn near $800.
We had all of them in that generation. I had the 360 that I bought. I had the Nintendo Wii. I had that. The Wii also was pretty good.
Yeah, I had the Wii. My dad got me, and I got lucky because remember the Wii was hard to find. The Wii, because you couldn't find it anywhere, and it got so bad to the point where you was only able to get one Wii.
Remember, it was backwards compatible with the GameCube controllers, and then they made the newest one that wasn't. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I remember when people were throwing their Wii remotes into their televisions.
Yeah.
My god!
And dude, I wanted the Wii so bad that all I had was a 360. I said, all right, the next console I'm gonna get is a Wii because I know a Smash Bros. Game is gonna be announced at some point. And this is before I got the PS3. So what happened was it was sold out everywhere, and I ended up getting the Wii on my birthday. I came home for spring break from college, and my dad surprised me because when I came home, I'm just sitting there, and then my dad came in the room and just threw this box at me, and I grabbed it. I'm like, "What the hell is this?" I looked at it. It was a Wii. I said, "Yo, Dad, how did you get it?" Dad said, "Look, son, I ain't gonna lie. I was lucky. My dad worked for the school district, so he was on his lunch break or whatever. So he went to go park his vehicle, and he went to go to the bank. He went to go to TD Bank real quick to withdraw some money. Right next to TD Bank is a GameStop. So my dad said he saw these 5 white chicks sitting outside the GameStop in a line. So my dad said, "Why are you sitting there?" Because GameStop didn't open yet. So my dad walked over there and said, "What's with the line? What's going on?" He said, "Oh, they supposed to have 6 Nintendo Wiis coming in. So he said whoever the first people in line can get a Nintendo Wii." So my dad was like, "Oh shit!" Like I'm person number 6, and so my dad just stayed in line, and that's how he got lucky, and he got me a Wii or whatever like that. So when I came home for spring break from college, he had it for me. I was like, "Oh shit!" I was happy.
I'm not
I
gonna
was
lie,
happy as
man.
fuck.
The era, because my first ever game system was not a Game Boy Color. We got it secondhand. We had the black and white version. Then my first ever console was the NES. We played Super Mario Brothers on. We only had Super Mario Brothers, and we played Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt was so cool back in the day.
I got
Duck
Hunt. Yeah, I got Duck Hunt. Yeah, like I said, the first console I ever played was the NES, but my first console that I owned, my parents had got me as my own, was the Sega Genesis. And I ain't gonna lie, man. Once I got a Super Nintendo that that following year for my birthday, I never went back to Sega Genesis. Because I got introduced to JRPGs, and the RPGs started getting me. Secret of Mana, you know what I'm saying? Chrono
Someone
Trigger.
can make this meme, because I know you guys had a Wii too. You know how people do the memes, like name a bigger downgrade? There is no bigger downgrade from Super Smash Brothers Melee to Brawl. There's no bigger downgrade than that.
I like Brawl.
Really?
I love,
nah, you trolling, man.
I'm because I'm not saying that. I'm saying this as a fan of Smash Bros, not a competitor. I'm not saying it as a fan, as a competitive player. But what I liked about Brawl, which got me excited about Brawl, is that we had Subspace Emissary. Like we had a story mode. And
that was cool. Yeah.
You know, and me as a fan, I'm finally able to see my favorite Nintendo characters able to interact with each other. And on top of that, my excitement when I was kind of like thrown off guard when they showed the teaser trailers of Smash Brothers Brawl and Solid Snake was revealed. I'm like, what the fuck? Solid Snake? What the hell is he doing in this? But I remember Sakurai back in the day, he had the Super Smash Bros. Brawl website, and he will update you of what characters are going to or mechanics are going to be added into the game leading up to the launch. And I remember one day when I woke up, and it was during break before it was fall break in college. I was home on fall break, and I remember, dude, I want to go turn the computer on, and every day I'm always checking in the Smash Bros. Brawl site to see if anything new comes up. And that one day I just clicked it on, and there was Sonic the Hedgehog, dude. I screamed like a fangirl. I was screaming, and my mom come downstairs, and my mom said, "Baby, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?" I'm like, Sonic is in Smash Bros. I was hyperventilating and everything, and stuff. And dude, I lost it. And they had the trailer, they had the song Live and Learn, and I was like, Super Sonic is in this. I'm like, what that? Because remember, there was a rumor, or it was April. It comes to find out it was an April Fool's joke. It was a rumor that Sonic and Tails was a lockable character in Smash Bros. Melee.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you had to kill over 100 wireframe men in cruel mode on Melee. So I would fight because cruel mode, if the wiremen hit you once or twice, it's instant kill. You only get one stock. So my brother Keo figured out a technique of how you can get to 100 real easy. You pick Roy, and he would just hang on the edge and let go of the edge, and he does this up and B where he does his flame sword, and the flame sword kills them with one hit instantly. So he would just keep running to the edge and keep spamming it. Once we got to 100, no new challenger thing popped up. Then my brother jumped off the edge and killed himself to see if something pops up, see if Sonic and Tails will pop up as a challenger. Nothing happened. So then I went to GameStop, and I was like, yo, I asked the person to counter. I said, I want to buy a Melee strategy guide because, I'm trying to get Sonic and Tails. He's like, dude, what are you talking about? I said, Sonic and Tails is in Smash Bros. Melee. He said, no, dude, that was an April Fool's joke. It was in Game Informer, and that's what it was. But back then, we didn't have YouTube and stuff like that, So the images looked real. It looked like Sonic and Tails. But what they did was they took Ice Climbers and just replaced it with Sonic and Tails, and it looked like they were actually in the game.
Have tripping? Who thought that was a good mechanic?
I want
to play a fighting game and start tripping.
Yeah.
Dumbest thing ever.
Start dolphin diving in my fight game.
yeah. But
like you would play Sonic, he'd be he's the fastest character in Brawl, and he would just trip. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I remember that. But I liked it. I liked it, bro, because it had a lot of things to unlock, and the Subspace Emissary. Like even when no one was playing with me, I could still just pop the game open, play some Subspace Emissary. I would rerun it on a different difficulty and stuff. And it was always that replayability. But after a while, once we got to Smash Bros. Wii U, I played that one less than the other games. Like
Smash
that
4, people criticize Brawl, but Smash 4 is just really forgettable.
Yeah, it is.
Really.
It is because I'm, and this is the thing. I'm not a handheld guy, but the funny part about it was I played the 3DS version more than I played the Wii U version.
The 3DS version was better.
Well, the thing was because, and plus, I mean, it came out first before the Wii U version had dropped, so I was like, that's why I was just fiending, at that point or whatever like that. But then once Ultimate came out, which I enjoyed Ultimate, but I didn't really play that one as that long either. I just think that. I don't know. Maybe I got like I wouldn't say like I got drained from Smash Bros. After a while. Like every game that comes out, it's good to have all these characters, but after a while, some of the characters start to feel the same. Like there's some of the characters don't feel as unique. Some of the characters start to feel like copy and paste, even though their gameplay is different. You have to use them differently.
Yeah.
But after a while, you just throwing in more characters and it started to feel like less of a Nintendo celebration, but more of a video game celebration. I like the Smash Bros. More when it's more focused on Nintendo. But after a while, even though I love third-party characters, I love that Cloud was in it. I love that Ryu was in it. But it started to lose its identity. Now you're just throwing everybody in it. You're throwing Tekken characters in it. You're throwing, SNK characters in it after a while. I think it's cool. But it's starting to feel less like Nintendo and more just like a celebration of just.
Do you have a Switch?
Yeah, I own every console. I got
oh shit.
I got a Switch, I got a PS5, Xbox Series X, I got a
you think they're dropping the Switch 2 next? You think they're dropping the Switch 2 in a few years, actually?
Well, the rumor,
I know the rumor is already out there. It's gonna be backwards compatible, which is good.
Well, the thing is, I think it's coming out next year. At this point, I think it's coming out next year. I think we're gonna probably get an announcement. This is just my prediction. I could be wrong, but I think we'll probably hear something about the Switch because I'm looking at the pattern. Like the Switch 1, we got a reveal of the Switch 1 in January, and then they dropped that shit in March on my birthday month or whatever like that. So I'm thinking that if anything, we'll probably find out about the Switch 2 because the CEO had a board of directors meeting like during the summertime saying that the Switch 2 is a thing. Is you won't hear anything about it in 2024, but you want to definitely hear about it in 2025. So I'm thinking that sometime in January or maybe even February, but if sometime probably next month, we'll probably get like a presentation and probably a reveal of Switch 2, and they'll probably do what they did last time, drop that shit in March. That's just my prediction and stuff like that. But they could probably wait until the summertime to do that shit.
And now we hear that Sony and Microsoft want to. Well, Sony already has a handheld for the PS5, but they want to make a different one. Apparently, just years out. You think that's the future now? Instead of just making a brand new console, that they just make handhelds. It's kind of like the Steam Deck. Because I don't know if you have a Steam Deck, but I'm thinking about getting a Steam Deck.
The reason why I don't got a Steam, I didn't get a Steam Deck because, like, how can I? Let me. The reason why I don't got a Steam Deck is for this exact reason right here.
It's called a computer. It's kind of why you have them. God damn, man. Well, actually, I'm very poor guy, so I can't even have a Steam Deck because they cost $500 fucking dollars. I'm just going to whore myself up to 50 fat chicks for $100 a piece. Wait a minute, that math doesn't add up.
Yeah, neither is your story.
What do you mean?
The meaning is all lies. That's exactly what I meant.
Oh my god, this man's pulling out his briefcase like Kaiba and Yu-Gi-Oh! Hey, here's my blue-eyed white dragons.
This is not even my entire backlog. This is not even my entire backlog. I got more games over here.
Bro's out here like his 30-gallon briefcase for like one car.
So,
oh god,
what is the point of me getting a Steam Deck and I'm not even playing the shit that I got?
Oh yeah, no,
I'm not even playing the shit that I'm not even playing the shit that I got. So it's no sense, and I'm not a handheld guy anyway. So it just be a waste of money spending all that money, and I don't even play most of this. Like, this is all backlog. And
that shit from the you know what's crazy, man? You have a PS5, and they still are releasing games for the PS4. I'm not saying they should stop because I think they should still do it, but it's so crazy how they're talking about people not moving over to their newest generation of console when they're still releasing games for the older console. Obviously, not all of them. All the new releases are going to be on PS4.
Well, that's the problem. No, well, the reason why they're not stopping the support for the PS4. I know Microsoft. They said fuck the Xbox One. They stopped all. But the reason why Sony's not letting it go is because you got to look at the current state of gaming. The budgets are ridiculous. It cost them $200 million to make the Spider-Man game. $200 million.
And then not counting.
That's not counting marketing. Not counting marketing. It's $200 to develop the
Spider-Man
game.
2 costs as much as Spider-Man No Way Home to make.
That's exactly. Crazy. And then you double the budget for marketing and stuff like that. So now, since the PS4 been around for so long, there's a huge install base. So they need to recoup that money. So they can't let the PS4 go. They gotta and they even admit it. Was it Square Enix when it came to Final Fantasy and stuff? They even had to admit, and a couple other companies had to admit, like, yo, we need the PS4 because it's those budgets. It's ridiculous. So PS4 still has a huge install base. So you make that game for it, but at the same time, it still holds back PS5. It holds back the Xbox Series X because you have to make the games to be able to support the last generation of consoles and stuff. So it's holding these consoles back by a whole lot. But even then, the Xbox Series X and the PS5, they don't have that juggernaut title that makes you want to go out and say, you know what, it's about time that I need to ditch.
I upgrade my PS.
Upgrade, I always call it, like my brother would say, it's time to get out of the tall geese and go into the wing zero. So yeah. So
because what's the point of trying to get a PS5 when you ask people, it's like, hey, my PS4 just does everything it needs to right now. Why am I going to get a PS5? And they're making games for it.
Yeah, so there's no reason. Like me, it's tradition for me. My whole entire life, it's always been tradition with, especially me and my family are gamers. Like my dad is a gamer. Like my dad don't believe in that. Hey, this is the family's console that everybody got to take turns and share. My dad didn't believe in that shit. My dad, when he got a console, he bought me a console. I got my own television. He got his own television and stuff. And then once my other siblings started getting into gaming, then they all got their own console and their own television and stuff like that. So that's how it always went. And then since I was the oldest son, whenever console that's about to drop, he would get one, and then he would get me one. And then the following year, that's when the next brother, for Christmas, he would get that console and stuff. So I was always a console ahead or whatever like that. So me and my dad, day one when the console dropped, we already pre-order. We go to the midnight release. My brothers would come and stuff like that. But the first console that I ever purchased with my own money was Nintendo GameCube, because at this time I was like 14 years old. Summer job. I had a summer job and everything. Saved my summer job money. And then ninth grade, when I first attended ninth grade, and that's during the time the GameCube was releasing. It was releasing in October, and I remember it was on a Sunday. And that was during the time where the Xbox, the original, I can't even say Xbox One because I hate the naming of the Xbox. I have to say the original Xbox. But the original Xbox and the GameCube was releasing that same weekend. Friday was the Xbox, the original Xbox, and then that Sunday was Nintendo with the Nintendo GameCube. And then with those consoles, you could only pre-order them. You couldn't pre-order them by themselves. You had to pre-order them in a bundle. And luckily for me, I saved enough money for my summer job where I was able to actually do the bundle. And my dad said he was going to meet me halfway if I needed the money. He wanted to see me. He wanted to see if his son's able to save his money up and stuff like that. So
dude, I know you feel the same way about gaming as I do. Like, I love gaming. People understand I love all the stuff that we talk about, movies, gaming, all this stuff. And it's just so disheartening every day hearing something bad about gaming. Cause like this is supposed to be literal just escapism. I play a game, I just want to just get away, just have a good time to chill. And everyone tries to make it out to be some like fucking soapbox every day, man.
You guys play video games?
You know what's crazy? In life, if you play video games, they think you're some like antichrist, but then you ask them, what's your hobby? Oh, I like to go fishing. On the fishing. Yeah, that's your hobby.
That's the thing. Is social media. I think social media ruined gaming a whole lot, web like that, because you're on the internet hearing everybody's fucking opinions. Everybody got something. Everybody got something to say. You know what I'm saying?
Everything.
About everything. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what ruined gaming. And I asked my audience on my live stream. I said, like, are we living in like the golden era of gaming and stuff like that, or is gaming really as bad as we say it is and stuff like today? And I had some interesting like outlooks, like in answers from everybody. That I'm the type of person like this. Like, I have a belief But if somebody can show me a different perspective or something or a point of view that I never considered, I'm willing to go back and reanalyze everything. You know what I'm saying? And update my way of thinking because I never considered that. I never took that into account. And if it makes sense to me, I'll say that if it makes sense to me. So I had some interesting questions. People said, no, gaming is actually good now than ever before. And I was like, all right, I need to understand
That's
why.
the problem, though. It's like constant microtransactions, DLCs, games coming out buggy instantly. Yep.
But people were saying that it was good is because this is the time where you have access to all kinds of games. You have access to games from back then all the way up into now. You know what I'm saying? Like you can play any form of game however you want, however you like. And then people also said to me too, is like if you're going to look at AAA gaming, then of course it looks like gaming is going down a downward spiral.
Yeah, they don't play nothing. They don't expand their horizon of gaming.
Yeah. So he said, if you look at all the other games that is available out there, like this is the best time to get into games and stuff. And when my audience started sharing that with me, and I never thought about that, I said, damn. I said a lot of AAA games that is ass. I don't buy them. I don't play them or whatever like that. So then I thought about it. A lot of games that I did pick up, I enjoyed. Like most of my games that I have, especially on the Xbox, like I try to support the Xbox as much as I can and stuff like that because it's sad. Sad is like how the Xbox been acting.
Oh my god, dude! It breaks my heart.
It definitely breaks.
Going from the 360, which is probably one of the best consoles ever made, to where it's at now is crazy.
Yeah, bro. And
I always love the Xbox, man, because right here, the Xbox controller is the best controller.
Oh yeah,
PlayStation has nothing on Xbox controllers, not even close.
You can kill someone with an Xbox.
Yeah, man. I love the Xbox controllers, man. I love them. And like I said, like and me, I try to support Japanese games. Like I'm not really a Western gamer, so most of my games I got on my Series X are all Japanese games and stuff, and a lot of them still in the plastic. Like I think the only
where's Dragon Age of Veilguard? Come on, man, aren't you inclusive?
But
I already spent $50K on comics. I can't waste money on trash.
Yeah, bro. And the thing is, like, that's why I got so many games in my backlog. I'm just buying games, and since I'm doing Venus and Orion comics, I'm a 3D hentai animator, so I got a big community over there that I got to make content for my patrons, and I sell content on my clip stores for my 3D hentai stuff. So I'm all over the place. I'm a YouTuber, so I got to make my YouTube content, and I'm starting to get into the streaming stuff. So I'm trying to get this strong streaming presence and everything. So it's like I'm having little time to actually play in these damn games and stuff. So that's why at this point, man, I have years of gaming. I can actually game. Like I don't even have to buy a new game if I don't want to. I got years upon years of gaming and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I still got the Kirby game on the Switch that came out 2 or 3 years ago. Still in the plastic.
Oh yeah.
Still in the plastic. Haven't even opened that yet. I bought the Princess Peach game on the Nintendo Switch, still in the plastic. You haven't opened that, and I bought my daughter a copy. So when I do a review, I'm gonna debut my daughter on my channel. We're gonna review it together on my channel and stuff like that.
Speaking of, because we're talking about PS2 or earlier, because as everyone knows, the PlayStation 2 is the best-selling game console ever.
Ever, yeah.
But it looks like the Switch is the second best-selling console of all time. That's crazy.
Yeah. But this is the thing you gotta understand. The reason why the Switch worked, and it's so, that's why I love the fact once I heard that they're going backwards compatible with Switch 2. It's going to be good. It's because this is what they did with the Switch. The Wii U is just ass. I got the Wii U. Let me put it this way. No, I wouldn't say ass because I love the Wii U.
Yeah, you mean mega ass.
The Wii U is Nintendo's Sega Dreamcast. Let me just put it that way because the Wii U got some gems, and a lot of people didn't own the Wii U. The Wii U had some gems. It had some fucked up marketing because I remember my baby mom when she saw me playing on the Wii U gamepad. I remember she came in. And she was like, is it the new Wii add-on? She thought it was an add-on for the Wii. She didn't even know that the Wii U was a new fucking console and shit like that. A lot of people I knew didn't know that the Wii U was a new console, was a next generation console. So everybody just thought it was an add-on to this Nintendo Wii. So that's what fucked them over when it came to that. But they had some bangers on there that people never got a chance to experience. So next thing you know, they had to kill the Wii U right away. They had to kill it right away, and they had to put the Switch was thrown together. Like Nintendo even admitted it. They threw the Switch together because the Wii U was fucking them up so bad. And they said we have to move to another console. That's why the way the Switch came out the mid generation of.
They discontinued everything about it too.
Yeah. But when Nintendo's known for it, when Nintendo's ready to move to the next console, they cut support instantly for their older console. They don't stick around. But the thing is, when it came to the Nintendo Switch, it came in at an interesting position. Because when the Switch came out, it came out in like almost the midlife of the PS4 and the Xbox One. So when it came out, it was so interesting to me because when they revealed it, what they did was they was like your launch is very important. Your launch year. That's what determines the momentum of your console. And what it did with the Switch was so damn interesting, and it really caught me by surprise because when they announced the Nintendo Switch. They first showed us Breath of the Wild, which was supposed to be a Wii U game. And, it was supposed to be a Wii U game, but it ended up making cross-generation Wii U and a Switch version. So that was a launch title. For the first time, we get a launch title, a Zelda game as a launch. We get a launch title Zelda game. Well, we also had Twilight Princess as a Wii launch game cross-generation. So we get another Zelda game as a launch title. So that's automatically going to move Nintendo Switches. Everybody's going to buy a Nintendo Switch based off of Zelda alone. So next thing you know, Nintendo Direct that same year, they said, "Oh, we got some other stuff to show you." Next thing you know, you had a deluxe version of Mario Kart from the Wii U. So I said, "Don't tell me they're gonna bring over a lot of their Wii U games and bring them over and use them as filler." I said, "Yo, this is the smartest thing they can possibly do." Because there's a lot of Nintendo Wii U bangers that people didn't even play before because no one bought a Wii U. So I said. No one bought a Wii U. That was their lowest selling Nintendo console. So I said, this is the smartest thing Nintendo can do. While people wait for their heavy hitter games, all they gotta do is put out Wii U ports and they make them deluxe editions. That's what they did. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, still one of the top selling Switch games. And
that's one of the best selling games.
Yeah, it's old as fuck, and it's making all this damn money as a deluxe edition. So that's what they did. And then with that same Direct, they revealed Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So I was like, okay. I said, this is going to probably come out within the next 2 years. They said, no, it's coming out this holiday. I said, what the fuck? So like, wait a minute. We not only got Breath of the Wild this year, we're getting a Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Then they revealed Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey came out that same fucking year. I said, this is a Nintendo I've never seen before. Now we get not only a Zelda this year, we get a Mario this year, and we get Xenoblade Chronicles game this year too. So I said that's what got them on fire. Because now what Nintendo also did was when they announced their games, they learned not to announce their games 2 years before these games come out. Every time they start announcing their games, we only had like a 6-month wait, sometimes less than that. So when they announced these games, we was getting these games right away. So I was like, yo, these niggas are prepared like this time around. Yeah. And then what got people is when people started looking at the specs and they started finding out that the Switch is not as strong. It's stronger than the Wii U, but it's not as strong as the PS4 or whatever like that. So it has some limitations. But when they revealed that Doom was coming out for the Switch, people say, how the fuck did they pull that off? How did Bethesda be able to put Doom 2016? How was they able to put Doom 2016 on the Nintendo Switch?
That's the crazy thing is the Switch is selling better than the PlayStation 4, PS5, and the Xbox Series X. That's crazy to think about.
Yeah. So what they
Switch
did
came out like 2017. It's only been 8 years.
Yeah, bro. What they did was, which was a risky thing. They merged. It's a hybrid. They merged their handheld market with their console market with the console. Yeah. Because they dominated the handheld gaming. No one was fucking with Nintendo. No one was fucking with Nintendo. No one.
PSP tried.
They tried, but Sony did that to themselves because they could have did good with the. I did not like the PSP, but the thing was they dominated that. So now like they merged both the markets together, handheld and console. So now, so you telling me that I can have a console experience on the go? Now I'm not a handheld guy. My Switch stay docked most of the time. I don't really undock it most of the time. But the fact is that there's a lot of people who do play their handheld. So now they killed off the 3DS, and now the Switch is your definitive handheld now. But you're not getting like handheld games. You're getting console experience games on the go. I said, yo, this is the smartest shit that they've ever done. This is the smartest thing. And
like, I guess moving forward now, they're going to be doing a bunch of collection games. I think that's the future where retro gaming might be headed, is doing the collections, because Yu-Gi-Oh doing it. Yu-Gi-Oh's getting a card game collection. Capcom versus SNK is coming out. That's my I can't wait to get that. Like Capcom versus SNK 2 over the GameCube. Woo! Sign me up.
Bro, because right now, like I said, that's why people keep saying this is the perfect time for gaming, because it's a lot of self-preservation, because now these collections are bringing old games that's hard to find, or if you don't have that console, or you have to plug up the console, that old console, just to play those games. Now you have it in a collection on a modern day console, and you get modern like sensibilities, like new features, new options, and then some of these games even add online features to play with other players.
Yeah, now with those older games, you can actually play you have an online mode of like 1v1s, co-op, and all that shit. Yeah, it's amazing.
So you have access to these games and everything. And then the Nintendo Switch, when you got those collections, everybody will grab the Nintendo Switch version, because like, hey, I could take that on the go. You know what I'm saying? So they did really good. So when they made the announcement for the Switch 2, and they said the Switch 2 is going to be back compatible, I said, yo, that's crazy, because you got to understand, this generation of gaming is much different than the generation of gaming that I've grown up with.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on is, and Phil Spencer did say something. It pissed people off at the same time, because Phil Spencer did say, like, you know, we can't convince people to ditch their PS5 to get an Xbox Series X. That's why we're going to take a different approach, because that now you said you have a digital library, and now people are sticking to the console that they're comfortable with, because their library is on that console. So when they get to the next console, they can just bring everything over to that console from their digital library. So now think about it. The Nintendo Switch is outselling the PS5, and it's outselling the Xbox Series X. So you know, back in the day, every time you got a new console generation that comes in, it's a reset. You got to start over again. You got to build that audience. Now you have the Nintendo Switch 2 coming out. It's backwards compatible. So now, since it's backwards compatible, they can still hold on to that big ass Nintendo Switch 1 player base, because now you got a Nintendo Switch 2, and you can still play your Nintendo Switch 1 library. And I'm pretty sure that when Nintendo Switch 2 games come out, they're probably going to have a Nintendo Switch version, so you can be able to play those games as well. So they want to keep that install base. They don't want to start all over again, because that's a gold mine. You can continue on what you have with that install base. So I was like, man, I said that's good, because my panic was, and I was nervous about. I was thinking about, like I showed you, I got a big ass backlog, and most of my backlog is from. Most of my backlog is from Nintendo Switch. So like I said, I got more games on this side. There's a backlog. I got a backlog library of Nintendo Switch games. And I said to myself, I said, you know, the shitty thing will be is if the Switch 2 is not backwards compatible, which means now I have to get a Nintendo Switch 2 while I still have to hold on to my Nintendo Switch 1 just to still play my Nintendo Switch 1 games. But now hearing that it's backwards compatible, now I got that. Phew, all right. Now I can get a Nintendo Switch 2.
I can just invest a whole bunch of money in games I can't play.
Now I can play that huge library of Switch 1 games on top of Switch 2 games when that eventually.
Hopefully, when we get a Switch 2, you know, it's obviously a lot more stronger of a console. So, like, if I'm just trying to chill on my bed over there, which I do have, I can boot up some X videos and shit. God, man, the Switch is
don't buy into these lies about his bed. It doesn't exist.
I'm just saying the Switch. It came out at a time where that was the hardware for it, but man, it's literally a Steam Deck is literally what a Switch 2 would look like. I just would imagine that's what it is.
Yeah, you know? well, the rumors. We don't know, but the rumors saying that the Switch 2 is as powerful as the Xbox Series S. That's what they're saying.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Because the thing is,
big upgrade compared to the first one.
Yeah. This is the thing. The Switch 2 doesn't have to be a powerhouse, but it has to be powerful enough to be able to play the games that the PS5 and the Series X has. Right. They're going to still be able, because that's the reason why Switch was so successful. Even though it didn't get every last game that the PS5 or that its competitors had, but it had a damn sure good enough third-party support or whatever like that. The Switch 2, all it needs to do is be just strong enough to still be able to keep up and play the games that the Series X and the PS5 have. As long as they have that, they're going to do fine. Because now you're able to get that library of games, and plus, the developers looking like, Switch 2 still has the same install base as Switch 1 because it's carrying over and stuff like that. The back compatibility and all these other things. Oh, we got to develop a game. Develop games for this for the Switch 2 and stuff like that.
Nate's PS5 just died on him. It literally just
died.
Really?
Oh wow.
Yeah. I told him sell it. It's almost to take it for parts. Get rid of it then. Take the free money. You can't play it anyway. What are you just keeping it for?
Yeah, I played my PS4 was mostly used for fighting games. I played some JRPGs on it, but that was during the era that I was more so when I was in college, fresh out of college, and I was really getting myself together, my life together and everything like that, and I was really hitting heavy into just doing YouTube content creation, and the thing was that I didn't have time to sit down and play like 100 hours of a game or something like that. So fighting games was hey, I can pick up and play. So most of my PS4, I do have some JRPGs, but most of my PS4 was mostly for fighting games. I played mostly fighting games on my PS4 or whatever. So most of my JRPG experience and solo experience was more so on the Nintendo Switch and everything. And plus the Xbox One, I never bought the Xbox One. That was the only console generation, because every console generation I get all the consoles. But Xbox One, they dropped the ball. And the Xbox was always known for having this superior multiplats. But then they dropped the ball with Xbox One, and the PS4 multiplats were much better than the Xbox One. And I'm talking about the base. I'm not talking about the mid-generation refresh. And by that time, I was saying to myself, I'm not going to get the Xbox One X, because I have a feeling if I decided to buy this mid-generation Xbox, Microsoft is going to announce the next generation Xbox, and they end up doing that, the Series X and the Series S. So I'm glad I didn't buy a mid-generation Xbox One at that time, because right when I decided to say, you know what, I might get it, and then they just announced Series X. So I was like, I might just wait.
Oh, good Lord, fucking hell, man! I love gaming so much. It just sucks seeing the discourse around it sometimes. But hey, you do find out who the bad actors are, which is never a bad thing, I would say. But it's like, man, are people just making a big deal out of everything? Like, just something like as little as nothing could blow up, and it's like, I don't give a fuck about this. Like,
social media, man. So social media. Like I said, we everybody, including us, we all got something to say, and social media did that. It was an interesting video. I can't remember who video. It seems a YouTuber, and he said something that really struck a chord with me when it came to the internet itself and society and stuff. See, when I was growing up, when the internet was like still a thing, I feel old as shit. But when I was growing up, when the internet was still fresh, and
so I too remember Windows 95.
My gosh,
yeah. And I remember like this. He said it perfectly. He was saying that the internet was just it was like a separate thing. It was separate from reality. It was no different than your cell phone. It was no different than anything. Like, you get on it, you do the things you do on it, and then you turn it off and you just go back to your life or whatever. But today, the internet and life is merged together into one thing. Mm-hmm. Even when you get off the internet, you're still on the internet because you're on your social media constantly. Like now you can't separate internet from reality now, because back in the day, your reality and the internet were two different things. You kept them separate, but now it's merged together into one, and now you can't get away from the internet. Everywhere you go, there's the internet. Like, you're always wondering what's going on. You got TikTok, you got X, you got YouTube, you got all these things and stuff like that, and people can't separate that. And that's where you get the terminology that people always say, Twitter is not real life, because people see things on social media and they so tied up into social media, they think whatever's on social media, this is real life. This is what's going on outside in the real world. And then you get hit that reality shock that, it's not really like that. That's why this woke shit is just not working in gaming, because you see this shit, you see it on the internet, you see people talk about diversity, inclusion, trans movement, you see all these people virtual signaling and all this other type of stuff. And you think that, like, this shit is strong. It's everywhere. It's that and the third. And then when you look at how these games fell, you look at how even in Hollywood, you see how the MCU fell apart when they started putting in that woke shit. because you see the internet, you think on the internet, oh, it's prominent, it's very strong. But then when it's time, when real life come, people don't want that shit. People are rejecting it. Say, yo, get this shit out of here. You know what I'm saying?
You'd be surprised how much the average person doesn't care for that shit or like it. They just, either they don't want to say it because, you know, you just get a whole lot of problems and bullshit.
Cancel culture and all that.
Or they just keep it to themselves, honestly. Because they'll, and what I know about those people, they'll just be with their wallets. They just won't go.
Yeah, just don't go. Yeah. That's the thing. Even with this current, even with the election that just passed, you know, Donald Trump won. You know, on the internet, they was trying to make it seem like that Kamala actually had a chance to beat him. That everybody, that everything that Kamala and the Democrats, whatever, all the things that they stand for, they thought that everybody was for that shit. But everybody got that reality, got that dose of reality.
They put themselves in echo chambers in LA.
Exactly.
And
that's the
hardest dose of reality to the point where they themselves can't even still comprehend why they lost. They're still talking about it.
They still talking about it to the day. And it baffles my mind. And then I look at people on social media and I say, and y'all wonder why y'all lost. Y'all are so like out of it. Like, how do you not realize this is why you lost? The way you're acting, the things that you're saying out your mouth. This is why you lost. And
they can't accept the fact that they're just not likable. Like that's really what they can't accept that they're not the good guys of this story.
I'm about to say that. And they think they're the good guys. They think they're the main characters and shit like that. And they just don't get the picture.
Kamala Harris is straight garbage. I don't even know why they thought that was a good candidate to put up.
Trash. And I'm like, bro. I said, how do y'all think this chick is a great candidate? She couldn't even beat her primary when she was going against Biden. She was the first one that went out. I said she was that dislikable. How did y'all think? She
was the girl who got BTFO'd by Tulsi Gabbard in the primaries 4 years ago.
Exactly. I was like, so how do y'all think that she was going to beat Trump? And when you look at the debates and shit like that, he's like, "Oh man, Kamala Harris kicked Trump's ass." I'm like, "Did we watch the same debate?"
Yeah. Remember they literally tried to gaslight you after their debate where she had so much help and she was still getting destroyed that people were like, "Oh man, she just destroyed him." We weren't watching the same thing. She got absolutely bent over fisted. What are you talking about? This is the same lady who basically said, I know your whole life just got destroyed by a hurricane. You can get $750. What the fuck? I don't want to try to hear that shit.
And that's the problem. It's the echo chamber, and people fed into the media so much because people. If you ask certain people about Trump, they only regurgitate what they heard from the internet or what other people tell them. They don't know anything else. So they're only upset and mad at Trump because the internet told them to be mad at Trump, but they don't even know why they're mad at Trump.
It's like they're still going on with. He said there were good people on both sides.
That lie. It's been debunked. They've been proving that 100 times over and over again. They still run that shit. Like still run it.
This man's just in love with gaming. Let's just say that. It's another crazy thing that she herself just went on she was basically drunk and she went on that video and she was talking all that bullshit. It's like I don't know how to explain it to people. Like, she was probably even less liked than Hillary Clinton. And that's saying something because Hillary Clinton actually won the popular vote. So she was, I guess, somewhat liked more than her. That's sad. That's not good.
Bro. It just kept cracking me up. Like, how do y'all think that this woman got a shot? And it's not because you're not. I
actually heard her talk. I heard her debate. She's stupid. She's actually retarded.
Bro, she never answers questions. Like I told you the whole time, you never knew what her policies was the whole entire time. And this is the thing.
No, she answered question. Her answer was, "Excuse me, I'm talking now."
And this is the thing. This is the thing. They tried to do because I don't care. Some people may think about 2020. Trump, they stole 2020 election. I would die on that hill. They stole that shit.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
81 million votes. And this would what also prove it is. What did they say after they tallied all the votes with Trump and Kamala? They said a couple million votes was missing. They said, where did those votes go?
That was pretty fair. That's probably in California because they were still counting.
They said a couple million votes were missing. They said they said it was a couple million votes short compared to 2020. So I said, come on, Democrats. I said, you're almost getting there. I said, have you once ever thought that maybe 2020 election was stolen because he had 81 million? Biden had 81
you know what's crazy? for a lot of people that don't know
the
this,
numbers, it's the numbers.
What
It just
happened
wasn't
in
making
2020?
sense.
Remember what happened in 2020? Basically, at the tail end of it, we went to sleep, even though he was clearly winning the same way.
I remember.
He was winning the same way he was when we had this last election. It's like
everyone went to sleep, and he was up by like 300,000 votes in like each state, and they woke up in the morning. It's like Biden took the lead while you were all sleeping.
There's key other things a lot of people just forget. Now, I will say this as only a small little thing. Maybe Trump thought he was more like than he was, because let's be honest here, he's really hated. So maybe people just hated him so much they wanted Biden there. But okay, outside of that, there has never been a president that was winning as hard as he was in swing states and then did not win an election. They've never, ever stopped counting on an election night just to announce the candidate the next. That's never happened. How is that not rigged?
Yeah, bro. And check this out. And the funny part about it was with this election, the conservatives, the Republicans, they were prepared this time. They were prepared. Yeah. They had everything. Like when it came to drop boxes, when it came to like on the site locations and stuff like that. Yeah. When it came to all these different type of things, they were prepared. Because like I said, my city, Philadelphia, is the most corrupt when it comes to election time and shit like that. And what happened was,
I mean, there's a few cities that can fight you right now.
But all the battles when it came, every time it comes to Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, my city is always the place where the fight is always at to determine an election a lot. So this time they tried to pull the same stunt. When we got to Pennsylvania or whatever like that, I was like, yo, give it, like Trump is ahead. Just give him Pennsylvania. What's taking you so long? And then what happened was they said, wait a minute, some trucks are coming in. Some trucks is coming in. Was it in Philly or whatever like that? And they was going to do that same thing. The mysterious ballots. But what happened was this time at the stations they had police officers.
I remember that
police officers everywhere this time around. So
yeah.
And then
there was a lot more surveillance on this election than the last one. Because remember, he was up 300,000 votes. We all went to bed. We're like, he won. It's over.
Yeah. So they couldn't pull that shit. They couldn't pull that shit this time. It was surveillance everywhere.
And come to find out, basically an entire red wave happened. Everyone voted for him.
Yeah, everybody. Everybody. And the thing always cracks me up or whatever.
Mike, you're white. You can't be those things.
the thing that cracks me up about the whole thing too is that people they always pass this narrative, like, especially the mainstream media will always say, like, if Trump wins, it's going to be the end of democracy. It's going to be the end of America. This and the third. I'm like, wait a minute. Did y'all forget that we had this nigga in 2016?
He had
y'all said this shit last time.
He literally had no new wars. He had no new wars. Yeah. He had the best economy. Wages went, prices went down. Wages went up. I mean, there's many things he did that were good.
Yeah,
those are the bits.
I'm like, yo, I said, how did y'all forget that he was elected 2016. So I always say to people, I said, so you tell me right now that what Biden and Kamala is doing right now, that we're in a better state right now compared to when we had Trump in 2016.
Or they'll use lies, man. They'll use lies and they'll be like, well, the economist said the economy was actually getting better under Biden Harris. Talk to anyone in real life. Ask them, is the economy good? Like, stop listening to these fucking losers who are literally rich as fuck, telling you that life is better when you're living real life right now. You know it's not.
The gas, them damn groceries, dude. Like, I'm spending more, but I'm
imagine. So I'll ask you this: you take your daughter and you guys go on grocery shopping and shit. How much do you spend on groceries? And you go on shops.
Well, it's bad because I spend like almost $200 to $300 a week on groceries for me and my daughter. Yeah, and yeah, $200 to $300 a week.
How much was that during like when Trump was president?
I was able to pay like anywhere from 80 to 100, like 80 to 100, maybe $150.
Same
or whatever like that.
Yeah, I even go down and shop for myself. It's like $95, $100. Back 4 years ago, it was like 60, 70.
Yeah, and remember, like I said, I'm taking care of I'm feeding me and my daughter, so that's why my groceries are much more.
Yeah, but you're a single dad with just one kid.
Dude, it was killing me. Like it was killing me. And we go, and the thing is, I'm coming home with less. I'm paying more, but coming home with less, or whatever like that, because it's getting ridiculous. And
but apparently, the economy is better than ever, as they say.
And then
you fuckers are lying.
Yeah,
people really say, "I can't afford food," but the economy is actually really good. You just don't. My bank account does not say so. I will tell you.
I literally can't afford to eat. And it's like, well, you're just listening to Fox News because clearly you're doing great right now.
They always say that shit. And they wonder why they lost.
Right in the face.
And they wonder why they lost, bro. They wonder why they lost. Is that echo chamber was just fucking ridiculous on that side, dude. Like they couldn't see reality at all. Like if you put it in front of their face, they
literally had to. I don't even know why they still make these people. These people were like, well, I'm centrist, but I just so happen to agree with the left on every single issue that matters, right?
The lady on The View, she was like, you know what? I'm actually kind of in the middle. Bitch, no, you're not. That bitch is on the left. It was the one with the brunette shake. I forgot her name. She's like, I'm actually more on the middle. No, you're not. Shut up.
Like,
but this is a guy who admittedly about a year ago, I'm not even making this up, spent $14,000 on Taylor Swift tickets for him and his daughters to go to a show. 15 G's for Taylor Swift. And he's the one telling you that, no, actually the economy is great right now. I don't know why you guys are complaining about
so out of touch. They're so out of touch and shit like that.
People literally have gotten so involved with identity politics and all this garbage on the internet, they've lost the common man. Because remember back in the day, they used to be the people that would profess, they were still lying back in the day. Their ideals were like, no, we understand you from the working class. We get you. Vote for us. We'll fix it. Keep in mind, every single Democrat-ran state has the highest taxes, worst crime. All the red ones are not pretty good, actually. And the people that proclaim to be for the people are the ones running the worst states. California, New York.
Yep. Yeah, man.
Can't believe we're just lied to all this many years. Hey, vote for us. We're not them. We understand you. Just
the thing is that they ran on. The Democrats had ran on. Their theme was, well, we're not Trump. That was their theme. that was their theme. That was their theme. That's what they ran on. We're not Trump. That was their theme. To live.
And that was their theme. North Carolina. Where is he at? I don't remember. He's in like one of the Carolinas, or Dakotas, one of them. But it's like, oh my god, man! Remember they were trying to convince us that Biden was cognitively functional. Like
lying their ass off. Lying.
That's also probably why they lost so many. Because I bet you had people in your life, because Philadelphia's hard blue. People were like, I have people even that I talked to, like, you know what? I've always been Democrat, but I hate these people now. I don't know what they've become. I'm voting for Trump. That's crazy. They turned lifelong Democrats into Republicans. That's literally that's a skill at that point.
Yeah, man. Like it was just crazy, man. I couldn't wait. I said, yo, dog, like Trump win this shit. So these people get these people the fuck out of here, bro. Like shut these people the fuck up.
Pull that shit now. Do you see the tip with that omnibus bill they're trying to pull?
Oh yeah. And they're mad because the Vivek, that nigga read 1,500 pages. He said,
that guy's great. That's insane.
That was fucking crazy. He said, no, you ain't getting this, because they do this every holiday. They will come up with this omnibus every holiday, and they
all the time.
Throw it.
Yep,
all the time. And then
no one reading that shit.
I don't know one reading that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people signing shit, don't know what the fuck they're signing. But Vivek, Elon, they was on that shit. Said, no, niggas, I read all 1,500, and this is what they got. This is what they trying to get y'all. They trying to get y'all with this shit, with the okadoke. You know what I'm saying?
They snuck in. Hey, let's build a new stadium here.
Yeah,
with our
and give everybody a raise within Congress and shit like that. Like, okay.
You see what came out today? There was a lady that actually was in Congress. Apparently, she'd been gone for like 6 months. People were asking, "Where is this lady?" Turns out she has dementia, and she's been in essentially an old folks' home for a while. It's like, but how many of those cases are in Congress right now? Old people just out of touch, who don't know what the hell's going on right now.
Because most of that omnibus every year is money laundering. They have all these things set up, and they just funneling money wherever they want to funnel the money around that and shit like that. And everybody's pocketing money. So that's why they're so angry at Elon Musk and Vivek, because the jig is up. Y'all can't scam anymore.
Yeah,
that's why they upset.
It's sad the average person took this amount of time to get to this point. The average person realized, wait a minute, they keep taxing us higher, but they already are bad at spending the money we already give them. That's why taxing is such a scam. They already can't spend the money we give them right now. They want more money, and they willingly go into deficit spending. They can't control how much. They don't know how to spend their money properly, and they always want more money. Like, they can fuck off with that. I don't mind paying for like Medicare and like things like that.
It's going to come to the point where the dollar and the value of it's going to crash once they realize that they actually are fucking broke because they have been for several decades now. And when that moment happens, that's where everyone's gonna be like, oh, what about the deficit? What about the budget? It's like you're gonna have a lot bigger problems on your hand when it comes to that point. But you guys don't like listening, so it's like, best of luck to you and all your future endeavors.
And I get people when they're like, well, if you lower the taxes, then other programs suffer. It's like, not that. That's the thing is, things should have if you want to have these programs, they should have a budget. And if the money that we give you is not going and being used in the direction of making the program better, then it needs to go away. And that's how business functions. Like literally an easy example this week, not like a broader discussion, but let's say welfare, right? Spend a lot of money on social welfare. We talked earlier in the show about that, right? But black people haven't benefited from that. They literally have not. Black people's life has not improved from that. So how about we give them less money? It's not doing it.
The state of California has put billions of dollars into fixing the homeless problem for the last 3 decades, and it's only gotten significantly worse.
It's actually got worse.
This is where they get you, because when you start realizing, it's like, hey, this money that we're giving to this problem clearly is not helping. Let's stop giving money to this problem. Then they'll turn around and say, no, if you do that, then it's going to get worse.
But the thing is, you also have the question: is the money actually going to there? Like,
never feels like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, where's this money going? Like, we giving all this money, but we don't see any results from it. So, is the money going exactly where they're saying the money is going? That's the thing you have to ask. So, a lot of
but then they always fearmonger you. They always fearmonger, and they're always like, "Well, but how will they live without this money? They aren't using it good with what you're giving them. Are you? People are retarded. They're stupid."
They're pocketing the money, or like I said, they're money laundering, or they're pocketing most of the money, and then they just take the crumbs that's left over from what they pocket and then put it into these programs and stuff like that. And that money ain't gonna do shit or like that. That's what I'm saying. And the reason why they got Vivek and Elon Musk and Trump. All three of them are businessmen. Vivek got a business. Elon Musk runs a business.
Now the richest man in the world.
So these are businessmen. That's why they don't want. That's when he created the whole Dodge or Dog, whatever this thing they put together. Doge. They put it together because these are fucking businessmen. Their goal is to shave and cut shit and find out what's working and what's not working and shit like that. So they come in here and wait a minute. All right, I see that we got funding for this. And I see the budget for this. But when I'm looking at the results of this, like, all right, where's the money? Like how's this money working for this?
Another lie they told people for years that I was looking into, not just Caesar, but I've been noticing what they always do and lie to you guys on is that they say, well, we're for you and we understand you. Keep in mind, the richest people in the world outside of Elon now, like the guy that owns Amazon, the guy that owns Facebook, the guy, obviously Bill Gates, why do they always endorse Democrats? They always endorse Democrats, all of them. Yeah. The people that say they want to make your life better endorse Democrats. It's crazy.
$1 bill, y'all.
Yeah, because Democratic policies are more beneficial for those billionaires. Remember the fair share, tax them? Why don't Democrats do that? Oh, you guys get lied to so hard. I find it baffling. Everyone goes to bat for them, and it's so cringe. It's like you guys are getting taken for a ride, you morons.
They're getting that Arab money, son.
Yeah, people say, well, Elon Musk can cure world hunger. Why doesn't Bill Gates do it? The guy that fucking owns Microsoft. And why doesn't he do it then?
The one who's buying all the farmlands in the United States of America while you guys say nothing.
No, the thing that cracks me up is people always use that. Like it would cost. It can Elon Musk. He was talking about it can cost $60 billion to feed America and some shit like that. But I'm like, why are you gonna put this on Elon Musk when our own government is giving fucking Ukraine billions upon billions and billions of dollars? So they even give Ukraine that money. That means they got the money to feed this damn country and shit like that. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Why are you just putting it on him when our own government is giving other countries that fucking money?
I'm not going to say it's too little too late, because there's always time to fix your mistakes. But at a single point, it was going to build to this. People, I try to ask this, why? I don't mind that we can help other people. But before you help anyone, you need to make sure your own place is good. We give them billions of dollars. Our vets are homeless. Why do we care about some foreign war over veterans who are the reason why we're able to even just do this right now? Why does our veterans get looked at like they're trash, but we can give billions of dollars to some Uppenschlagen fucking country that probably can't even speak English to us? They probably hate our guts, honestly. That's stupid. That's literally stupid. Whoever argues in favor of them is retarded. I'm sorry, you're dumb.
A lot of these foreign countries hate our guts, and we give money to them all the time. A lot of them hate our guts. They'll take our money, but hate our fucking guts as a country.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why they upset that's why they was upset in 2016, because when Trump got in there, the game was over. Because, like I said, the ones who are benefiting is the politicians. They got stocks in a lot of these foreign countries and stuff. They make all these damn deals and stuff.
You also notice that too, just real quick, is that you ever notice that when you look at like the politicians and the people in Congress, their stocks, the money that they make in their stocks go up on average 40% every single year. Isn't that crazy? How they're way above the average person's like increase year on year. Like how is it that Dan Crenshaw's bank portfolio is always going up 40% every single year? Like, what stocks is he putting his money into?
Exactly.
How come they always seem to know exactly where to put their money to make it grow at an exponential amount?
Yeah, Trump just a couple days ago, he just made the Japanese CEO of what's the bank called, Silo something bank in Japan. He just made him. He brought him down to America. And he just made Japan supposed to be investing $100 billion. But what Trump did was he put him on stage, and because he worked with Trump back in 2016, because Japan had invested $50 billion and created a couple 100,000, created like nearly 50,000 jobs and stuff like that. But now they're talking about creating 100 to 200,000 jobs. Japan's supposed to be investing $200 billion. It was supposed to be $100 billion, but when Trump got him on stage. And Trump said, "Yeah, I finished talking to the CEO of Silo Bank from Japan and all that type of stuff." And he said, "Yeah, I saw the statements and stuff." Trump saw they had a whole shit ton more money over like that, and then them niggas in Japan was holding out. So he said, "Yo, like, I saw them statements and stuff. How about you put in 200 billion instead?" He put him on the spot in front of everybody. He was like, he did that. Yeah, I'll do that. And they shook hands on it. So now Japan's will be investing 200 billion, because Trump was pretty much saying that, yo, like, if y'all foreigners want to get a piece of our country, or a piece of, the businesses here, you got to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? So say if y'all want to do that, y'all got to invest in our country, like create jobs here, because we keep sending our jobs out there, but they never bring jobs here.
Another lie about the terrorist thing you brought up. People are like, "Oh my God, Trump's terrorists will ruin the country." Whose terrorists do you think the Democrats are using these past 4 years?
Yeah, because they work. And check this out. Canada, because right now, that's why it's called Daddy's Home. Now that Trump's in the office, a lot of these countries, like all the leaders, like, oh shit, like we wonder what Trump's going to do. Because what happened was China had made a deal with Mexico to build car manufacturing plants in Mexico. That will fuck us up if China do something like that. So what happened was, because I was watching the Joe Rogan when he was talking to Trump and shit like that. So what happened was they had to put a halt. China had to put a halt in Mexico, because he said, "Yo, we got to wait and see who's going to win this election. Because if Trump win, we had to halt production of these factories and shit like that. Because Trump was going to use tariffs as a weapon, which is smart. So Justin Trudeau from Canada, like, he threatened him with fucking tariffs. So everybody is like now kneeling to Trump, because they don't want them tariffs. They do not want them fucking tariffs. So he's saying, like, yo, you're not gonna keep scamming us Americans and scamming our people and shit like that. If y'all want to play the game the right way. And that's what he said that with Japan. Like, with these foreigners, these foreign countries, you know what I'm saying? We keep sending our jobs, sending everything, and Americans always get fucked over. But then y'all want a piece of our country, or you want a piece of what we have. If y'all want a piece of what you have, y'all gotta invest in us. So that's what's going on right now. So Japan's will be putting 200 billion into America and shit like that. So we're gonna see how that goes. We're gonna definitely see how that goes. It's called art of the deal, man.
Also, it doesn't help that Kamala basically on live television shitted on American soldiers when she said we had no active duty people. Oh my God, man. She shitted on Christians when it was like oh, you can't, something about I forgot what she said. It was like no, we don't play that at this rally or some shit like that. She basically shitted on all the religious people too. It's like she's just trying not to get elected, shitted on all religious people, and shitted on our fucking current soldiers. Well, that's just a surefire way of not getting elected.
And another thing about why they lost, like the left, like people's walking away from the left, because when you look at the media, right, the media would invite some of the most far left people on their platforms, and these far left people say some of the most outrageous shit. They believe in some of the most outrageous shit. You know what I'm saying? And when people see it, it's like, yo, these motherfuckers is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and shit like that. What the fuck? And when you look at the right, you never see the right bring on far right leaning people onto their platforms because they know that the left is going to eat that shit up if they bring on a far right person onto their platforms. But the left, they bring on anybody on there. They bring anybody to their platforms, and people are starting to see it for what it is. Especially, having transgender men, women playing in female sports and stuff, and they all advocate and shit like that, and all of the it's loony. It's fucking loony.
They forsaked all line of reasoning and logic so they don't hurt people's feelings. That's not how you run a world. That's not how a world ever functions, honestly.
It never functions that way. You can't please everybody and shit like that. But and the thing that cracks me up is like how they use women, when it's convenient for them. Because, at 1 minute, y'all don't know what the fuck a woman is. And then when a certain situation come up where the woman's supposed to be a victim, all of a sudden, now, this is a woman right here. What, like pick your argument. You know what I'm saying?
Not even mention. After the election, Kamala had, I guess the numbers got revealed. She got like $80-some billion in endorsements or something like that. Something like that. Trump got way less. And she's now in debt. $20 billion.
And the funny part
that person was going to run the economy and tell you that she knew how to fix it for you.
Yeah, because most of that money went to the celebrities. Because Oprah got a big check out of that.
Megan Thee Stallion was twerking her horse monkey ass on stage.
It's all scam. Because if those celebrities believed in the message that Kamala had and believed in the people and stuff, they would have did this shit for free. It would have just came. You know what I'm saying? But everybody
literally read from a script.
Yeah. Everybody, everybody, man. It was a payday for everybody. These celebrities got paid off this shit. They don't give a fuck about the everyday, average, hardworking American. Like, come on.
These are the same people that went to Diddy parties.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Those freak offs, baby. Take that.
And I will be fair here. Just because you go to a party doesn't mean it's not incriminating. Just for the people that stayed after the party.
But if you go to a Diddy party, it's probably incriminating.
If you go to a Diddy party, if you stayed at the Diddy party after 10 o'clock when he said everyone go home, that's when the meth and crack started getting smoked.
Yeah, man. And that's another reason why the celebrities are on her side. Because if Kamala would have won, they would throw all that under the rug. They would get rid of it because everybody's associated with that Diddy party. If Kamala would have won, they would have just put that under the rug. It would never exist. Now that Trump is in there, we're gonna find out a lot of shit that went down.
He had become president. He was gonna release the Epstein list. Maybe Trump will do it. Maybe, hopefully.
See, this is the thing I learned about this Diddy thing, and because they asked him about the Diddy thing, and he said, "Yo, he's all for it and stuff." But he said also at the same time, there's some names that he won't mention because you gotta understand how the Diddy thing also worked. You had a lot of people some people that was there that had no idea that the shit was going down.
Went to a party. They
just went to a party and then they're there. Like, it's happening and shit. So you don't want to cluster those people in there. So you have to be strategic of how you put names out and stuff like that, because those people's lives can get ruined because they heard about or the Diddy parties is popping. You need to come to it. They don't give them the details what's popping. It's like you going to one of them parties in Blade and you're going to find out vampires in there and shit like that. So you had some celebrities that are innocent that went there and had no idea, and the shit just started happening because one of the victims who claimed to be a victim that was a minor or whatever like that, they would claim that was there, and they had her laying on the table and stuff, and she was nude, and people eat food off of her and stuff like that, and they were saying that it was Denzel Washington or something like that. One of them, they was pretty much said that they didn't even know that it was because the way she looked like an adult woman, but she was actually like 14 or 15. But they say when he walked in there with his wife and they seen that girl on the table and she got up and shit like that, he said, "Yo, we gotta get the fuck out of here." So like when people like that get caught up in that, like that's why you have to maneuver around and stuff like that with certain things and stuff like that when it comes to that. Yeah, so this is gonna be
maneuvering around is never go to any party hosted by anyone.
Yeah.
You do not want to be anywhere in that valley past 7 p.m.
Yeah, because
on a
Denzel
Saturday.
Washington, they asked Denzel Washington, one of the Wayne brothers, like, hey, did you guys know that shit was going on? They were like, no, we left at like 9, 10 o'clock. We didn't know that shit was going on. That's the thing is, Diddy's got a big ass house. If you're like in some small section, like next to a pool and it's bar, you ain't gonna know what's going up the stairs in those bedrooms. So a lot of apparently everybody went.
And then you also got to check out, but you also got to think about how these blackmails also work. You had, like, for instance, some people can get set up to where, like, they come into a room and next thing you know, you just chilling, and all of a sudden a minor will come in, and then she comes in butt ass naked, snap the picture, and like that. You're like, oh shit, like it looks incriminating.
For a lot of people, and people, this went right over their heads. There's been so many people in the hip hop and rap industry alone that have said that, they invite you to these industry parties or all these women and stuff like that. And next thing you know, they drugged your ass and you don't even realize it. So you wake up the next morning and all of a sudden they want you to sign this deal, which is bullshit. But when you complain, they start playing the tape of what they did to you the night before. And be like, okay, do you want to sign this deal? You want this tape to get out? And that's basically what happened.
Yeah, so you gotta really, really like separate who's who, like who's actually a victim and who's actually partake in it and stuff like that. So it's gonna be very nasty.
Before we go, do you think Jay-Z's innocent? You think Jay-Z did it?
No. Like his name is too many things that keep popping up with him. And remember, I grew up,
he's got 100 problems now.
Yeah. I grew up back in, especially when Jay-Z and Foxy Brown. And the thing was like, I was young, but Foxy Brown at the time was like 15, 16 years old. And she was hanging around Jay-Z. He did music videos with her and stuff. And like I said, it was always going around even back in the 90s that he was fucking her. And she was a minor back then and shit like that. That stuff things about Jay-Z been going that long.
I mean, Dame Dash has been saying for like 20 years the reason why their relationship fell apart is that he started hanging out with R. Kelly, knowing who R. Kelly was banging Aaliyah back when she was 15 back in the 90s.
Yeah, he married R. Kelly married Aaliyah when she was 15. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's a lot of that crazy shit. So that stuff been going on since the 90s, since I remember I heard things like that back then. So no, I don't think the dude innocent at all. I don't think so. I really don't.
Well, since Mugen Lord is our guest tonight, we had 3 black people. We call it the blackening around here. The triple chocolate, Hershey almonds, Mr. Goodbar, and you got me. I'm the white chocolate. Okay, good luck. I try to run it just like PD. Can't go making those jokes. Woo! Getting incriminated. All right, Mugen, got anything you say? You got anything you want to shout out and bring up before we end the show? Actually,
just talk about my comic again. Make sure you go to the Kickstarter for VK chapter 1, Shadows of Vengeance. Like I said, the comic release January 6th of 2025, and I'm just looking forward to it, man, to see how all this come together and everything. So definitely check it out if you're interested. Like I said before, show it one more time. Here we go. Like I said before, the comic is already done. So all you're doing is pre-ordering it. It's not a crowdfunding campaign; it's a pre-order campaign. So the money is to pay for to cover the shipping and the printing of the book, and what's left over goes back into the business, and I'm able to get the books made and stuff like that. All the kid out of my pocket. I'm taking the risk. Digital copy $5. The base cover $15, and also if you buy the physical, you get the digital for free. So you get the digital along with it. So the base $15. Cover D is $30. Cover B $20, and then cover C $25, and everything. And man, that's pretty much essentially it, man. I will have a video of some of the merchandise that's going to be part of the campaign or whatever like that. You'll get a little trailer of that, but the presentation will come on January 6th. So we're going to have a big presentation video. I have two unrevealed trailers that you guys, I think you guys are going to love. I have some, like I said, there's a lot of things that I haven't revealed yet when it comes to my comic book universe that I think you'll like the trailer that I'm going to put out. 2 trailers, you'll see. So stay tuned for that. So that's it.
Oh yeah, man. I'm all ready for it. More comic books to buy and read and review. I love it. I love comic books. It's just like yesterday when my dad, didn't have one of those. So can't relate to that. Your main character got a dad, can't relate. That means he can't buy the book.
Oh my God.
or pronouns. You start putting in pronouns.
Oh my god.
I guess I gotta get the rope. Society, what you got planned coming up beside inviting Melanie Mack onto your show and marrying her? Since she's a Christian.
Probably.
Yeah, you guys can be together, you know? You guys can both praise God together.
Sure. That's totally what's happening. But we will be having the Bible in show tomorrow. We'll be talking about Israel and the world against Israel, and talk about some biblical prophecy about how everyone's gonna go against the nation of Israel in the final days. And what else do we have coming up? This Tuesday, I got a ballroom for Christmas Eve. We're just gonna be having fun tonight. We're not gonna talk about any comments. I got a whole bunch of like nostalgia stuff that we can watch and just kind of hang out on Christmas Eve. Because I mean, it's Christmas Eve. Now, who needs to talk about Blake Lively being a twat or anything like that? We'll have some fun there. Next Friday we got the top 10 most mid movies of 2024. This means that basically movies that were neither bad nor good, they were just perfectly mediocre. So that'll be our list for next Friday. Outside of that, I'll have a few things wrapping up here. We got our best and worst to wrap up the Friday Night Movie Club. We have a new show in 2024 called Movie House, which will be debuting next year. Tiny will be joining me for a couple of episodes talking about the Jews. And then that's about it. That's all I got at the moment. So we're working on some stuff. Like I said, I got like 8 reviews that I need to write and then edit, and then I probably have a few more to do video ones on. So I'm gonna be busy for a while, unfortunately.
Did I give Tiny permission to come on your show?
No, but she said that she was gonna come on anyway because no, F you. I think that was her direct quote.
Damn, you start giving women rights and fucking hell. Shit is just a fucking fan, dude. Yep. Oh my god!
I stole your snow buddy, so that's an unfortunate for you.
It's actually insane that the meme is true. We started giving them rights. They think they just run the world now. All the worst ideas come from women, I would imagine.
Almost all of them.
People think they should vote. That's so cute. Oh god, women that literally said, "You sold me out for cheaper gas prices." Yeah, I would definitely sell you out for that. Yeah, fuck your abortion right. You don't get no abortion rights. Fuck you.
All I'm saying is that Iraq, they start throwing rocks at people who get uppity. Maybe we should take a few.
Okay. Joseph from the Bible. Holy shit! Fucking hell. Do you believe in that Family Guy skit where Mary was getting banged out and Joseph was just sitting there?
No, because Stephen Farr is a jackass. I was gonna be completely honest with you. I know, like back in the day, there was this big war. It's like, oh, what's funnier, Family Guy and South Park? It's like South Park shits all over Family Guy. It's not even
funnier.
Close.
Yeah, South Park's way funnier. It's not even close. Yeah, man, go and watch South Park episodes about the coon.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
The character called Captain Hindsight. What the fuck is that?
My favorite all-time episode was the homeless people took over South Park. So
the episode where they thought that senior citizens can't drive, so they would clear out the fucking roads so senior citizens can
drive. They were like flying into like the 3rd floor of houses and just couldn't drive. Yeah.
And she'll leave you midstream too. And the other half of all bad ideas come from MSK. You were a woman. You were a woman's idea once, MSK, and now you're here. Keep that in mind. That's not how that works, though. It's kind of like God does a thing at random. It's like a randomizer. It's not really like they pick the kid they want to come outside. Yeah. Why am I doing guys?
And then for this one, I'm going to give him a crippling porn addiction.
It's not a slot in Vegas, people. It's not how that works, okay? Holy shit. Yeah, women can just pick out. Well, you'll be seeing all girls, no black kids. Women have a right to choose. They ain't getting black kids. They'd be alone the totem pole. They would only want like Asians and Mexicans. Holy fuck. But as you guys know, for myself, I'm putting out content more consistently in a shorter time frame. I'm going to work on uploading all of my pre-recorded videos to Rumble. So that way they're, safe over there just in case anything happens. I'm going to be working on getting the rest of the Iron Man podcast episodes uploaded on Spotify. And then I'll put the rest of episodes of this show on Spotify and the other podcasting platforms as well, because I just upload one episode there and it goes to all the other ones. And that's pretty much it. Panel shows are Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays with, one-on-ones during the week if I can, and going to work on getting on some other things planned right now. So in 2025, they're ready to go. So yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. Ho, ho, ho. And I'm going to go sit on Santa's lap. Thank you for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. We'll see you guys later. Have a good night, everybody. See you guys.